Furniture.
Pilar holds. The pitch is strike three called on the outside corner at 98, and Blake Snell gets his 11th strikeout.
Papa John's, locally owned and operated. Crown Automotive, the better way to buy for 50 years. And Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Swing and a drive! Deep left field, to the wall, it's a walk-off grand slam! D-Rob comes off the bench, and he hits a slam, and the Rays win!
To bring you the play-by-play of today's game, here are the voices of the Rays, Andy Freed and Dave Wills.
Welcome, everyone, to Tropicana Field on a Monday night. It's the first of those here in the 2019 season, and after the 3-1 opening series win against the Houston Astros, tonight the Rays welcome the Colorado Rockies. With Dave Wills, I'm Andy Freed. We're glad you're with us, and if you think there's going to be any drop-off of talent, Dave, from the Astros to the Rockies, people might be mistaken. They're not a team with a lot of household names, but with Nolan Arenado and Trevor Story and Charlie Blackmon and some very good pitching, there's a reason the Rockies were in postseason a year ago.
And, you know, again, a team like you said, that the Rays can't just sit there and say, all right, well, we took 3 out of 4 from the Houston Astros. All we have to do is show up, and we'll take care of these Rockies. They split their 4 games with the Miami Marlins, but they are a very, very reputable group, and they're still not hitting. Some of these guys that are going to hit haven't hit just yet, so you hope you can keep them quiet for 3 more days here in Florida, and it starts with Ryan Stanek getting the open, and Ryan's got to be just as good as he was for the couple of innings he pitched in relief the other day. And you know, Kevin Cash doesn't like to give away too many trade secrets, but he mentioned about Stanek, hey, if you can give me a good inning, maybe a couple of good innings, then we'll see if we can slot Ryan Yarbrough in from there and be the bulk guy. But you're right, this Colorado Rockies team is a team that won 91 games a year ago, and if the Rays are overlooking, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
The matchup today, besides Ryan Stanek's Chad Bettis going for the Rockies, not an overwhelmingly hard thrower. Kevin compared him with Dave in the pregame show with Colin McHugh the other day. A lot of off-speed stuff, but he's the number 5 starter and moves the ball all around. No one on the Rays' active roster has ever seen him in a regular season game. The story, though, Dave, besides the opener, of course, is that Joey Wendell, who's become such a core player for this group, on the disabled list. Christian Arroyo is here, not in the starting lineup, but like Kevin Cash said, he's going to play.
Injuries got the Rays over the weekend. You had Joey Wendell go out with the hamstring issue. Asked Kevin about that before the game, and he said it probably was going to be at minimum 10 days, and they hope to get him back right after the 10 days are up on that new injured list. But the other thing is Rodney Linares, calf injury as the third base coach. He's probably going to be on the bench for the next couple of days, so Matt Quatraro is going to be out there at third base, hopefully waving some guys home. But, yeah, Joey's a big part of this team, and he proved it last year when he played tremendous second base defense, and then when he moved over to the other side of the diamond, played just as well over there, and then provided some pop from the left side of the plate. So other guys, as Kevin said, are going to get a chance to play maybe a little bit more over this next 10-day stretch, and hopefully they take advantage of it.
All right, it's the first time the Rockies are here since 2004, and we'll go over what those lineups looked like all those years ago. Quite a bit different as the Rays host the Rockies in Game 1 of a 3-game series. I'm Andy Freed with Dave Wells. When we come back, we've got starting lineups and first pitch right after this on the Rays Radio Network.
Do you need life insurance? Do you think it's expensive or a hassle to get? Well, it's time to think again. Introducing Sagicor Now from Sagicor Life Insurance Company. Buy life insurance online when it's convenient for you. Get a quote, apply for coverage, and get a decision in about 20 minutes. Life moves fast. Insure it even faster with Sagicor Now. Visit lifemovesfast.com and get your free quote today. That's lifemovesfast.com.
He struck it out, the Rays win. They hang on over the Boston Red Sox.
The Rays and Red Sox open a season-long fight for the AL East title with a 3-game set at Tropicana Field. Join your Rays as they wear their Devil Rays throwbacks on Saturday, April 20th. All fans will receive a Ryan Stanek bottle opener presented by Republic Bank while supplies last. Visit RaysBaseball.com today. The 2019 season is presented by Tampa General Hospital. Rays up!
Follow the calming sounds of the waterfront and the smoky orange wood aroma to downtown St. Petersburg's newest restaurant, Paul's Landing. This local hotspot is serving up specialties like their smokehouse brisket and Paul's seafood roast for lunch and dinner every day. Visit Paul's Landing at the Vinoy Renaissance Resort and Golf Club via the Fifth Avenue stairs across from the Vinoy Marina. Citrus, seafood, smoked. Reserve a table now at paulslandingstpete.com.
Feeling saucy? Yeah. Then it must be Tijuana Tuesdays, where you get 2 ginormous tacos, chips, and a drink, all for only $5.99. Then try our hot sauce bar. Live outrageously. Tijuana Flats, always keeping it fresh.
Hey, this is Joey Wendell. Check out the Pat and Aaron Show every weekday at noon on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Before we give you the starting lineups, as we get set for game 1 of 3 for the Rays against the Rockies, we first pause for station identification of the Tampa Bay Rays radio network.
WTAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
With Dave Wills, I'm Andy Freed. Frank Lowe is our engineer for the first time this season. Rachel West with us in the booth. Back in our network studios, it is Tom Ponzo and Derek DeBose. The Rays and Rockies are exchanging lineups at home plate. Let's exchange them with you now. The starting lineups presented by Republic Bank. It's just easier here for the Colorado Rockies under third-year manager Bud Black. They are 2 up and 2 down, having split across state in Miami. Leading off and playing right field, Charlie Blackmon. Batting number 2, the left fielder David Dahl, who has a hit in every game so far. Hitting third, the third baseman Nolan Arenado. The shortstop Trevor Story hitting cleanup. Arenado and Story were 1 and 2 in home runs last year in the National League. Batting 5 at first base, Ryan McMahon. Because Daniel Murphy has been placed on the DL, he's going to be their first baseman, but he injured his finger. He fractured his finger in Miami, so he's on the DL. McMahon's going to move over and play first base. Hitting number 6 in center field, Ian Desmond. Batting 7th, the catcher Chris Iannetta. Mark Reynolds, the designated hitter.
Hi, welcome to Dunkin'. Can I offer you a cup of normal when the world is giving you a large not so normal with a swirl of, is this really happening? Isn't it good to know that even when everything feels like it's changing, there are some things that'll always stay the same? We'll keep making the coffee, and you keep running. That's not the new normal. That's the same normal we've always served up.
Dunkin' hot and iced coffee, made just the way you like it. Order ahead on the app. America runs on Dunkin'.
Lemonade Renters Insurance covers your 85-inch television, 5.1 surround sound speakers, Bluetooth headphones, universal remote, gaming console, streaming box, LED backlight, digital antenna, VR headset, leather recliner, and the tiny phone you actually use. Protect a lot, or not a lot of money. Get Lemonade Renters Insurance and cover all your stuff from just $5 a month at lemonade.com.
Welcome to the show, where everyone and everything is connected. Those obsessed with the game can take the complex and make it simple. That's why Major League Baseball chose Extreme Networks to advance their game.
Hi, we're Misfits Market. We rescue organic produce and surplus pantry staples from sustainably minded farmers and food makers and deliver straight to your door at up to 40% off grocery store prices. Just build your box online. We'll pack it with the best stuff. Quality, affordable groceries for everyone. Just the way it should be. Join today at misfitsmarket.com.
And we expect Ryan Yarbrough to be the quote-unquote bulk man in relief. Now, Wilmer Font hasn't pitched either. Yarbrough and Font are the only 2 pitchers yet to have gotten into a game, so Font could appear at some point as well, but I think the general plan appears to be Stanek as the opener and Yarbrough to follow. The defensive alignments for the Rays with Stanek on the mound and Michael Perez catching. Ji-Man Choi is at first base, Brandon Lowe at second, Willie Adames the shortstop, and Daniel Robertson at third. Around the Rays outfield, Tommy Pham is in left with Kevin Kiermaier in center, and Austin Meadows, he plays right. The Rays are in their white uniforms, tops and bottoms, with dark blue rays across their chest. The Rockies wearing their black jersey tops with kind of gray shoulder piping and gray road pants. Rockies haven't been here since 2004 when guys like Todd Helton and Matt Holliday and Charles Johnson were in that lineup. We're going to go over those later on today. It's interesting because it's been 15 years since the Rockies paid a visit here, and the Rays have been there 4 times since. It's about time they came. Rockies and Rays, game 1 about to start to get us underway on this Monday night. We send it back over now to Dave Wills.
Thank you very much, Andy. And the first pitch from Ryan Stanek, and it Burns in there a little bit inside at 98 for ball one. Blackman in that 4-game series against the Marlins, 333 so far. 6 for 18 without a homer, 3 runs batted in, but one of the more dangerous leadoff hitters in the game. Corners are up just a little bit as the infield shifts to the right side. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is level at a ball and a strike. So it has been a long time since the Rockies have been here. As a matter of fact, as Andy made mention, since 04, so that means we have never seen them here.
That's right.
They were here the year before we got here.
We've been out there a bunch.
Enjoy going out to Colorado. We're usually able to shoot a couple hoops at the hotel. Right. The 1-1 pitch, and that one changes up on him and catches the inside corner. And the count 1-2. Andy Fletcher calling the balls and strikes. A little at first. Joe West. Good to see Joe. Baseball season now. And then here's Eric Cooper over at third base. Stanek from the first base side of the rubber went 2 innings against Houston a couple of days ago on the 30th. And the pitch. And that one missed high. And now they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's no joke either that one of his first pitches on this April Fool's went right back to the screen and nailed off the plexiglass. He was at, I think, a couple of his last pitches before he came in the bullpen the other day. We did the same thing. I don't know if that's going to be a new thing for him or what. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that's the way our ball game begins as he threw a slider down, and Blackman could not dig it out. And that's out number 1 here on this Monday night.
And I think I'd said Friday. He pitched Saturday for the Rays against the Astros. 2 scoreless innings. He walked the batter with 2 out, no one on, and then got a line drive out after that. So it wasn't a great spring training for him. Somewhat uneventful. I think the Rays had a bit of concern, but he seems to like this opening spot, and he's going to go down to baseball history regardless of the guy that really is the main opener for this team.
Here's David Dahl as left-handed hitter waits on the first pitch, and it's outside for ball 1. Dahl 429 so far in the young season without a homer, 3 knocked in. Cleveland Indians beat the Chicago White Sox 5-3. That's a final that is just in as we speak. And Cleveland's their home opener. A 1-0 pitch on its way here, and that missed outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. One big key to the whole open philosophy is obviously they're trying not to give up any runs in the first inning. That's why you're bringing in a closer type to open. Some velocity to get these guys maybe caught. Well, they're not really into the game or loosened up just yet. As there's the 2-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. You got to be loose to get that one. That was 98, not in a hurry. The other part, though, and Kevin's made mention of this a lot, is for that guy to throw strikes. Walks, just as they would in the 7th or 8th inning in a tight game. Walks don't play too well for an opener either. The 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a foul straight back, and we'll level the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
People were commenting just how crisply all 4 games of the series against the Astros was played. With pace of play always discussed for some reason, but the fact that there weren't that many walks did lead to that. I mean, both sides were throwing a lot of strikes.
2-2 the count. The infield playing in the pull, but no shift. And now the pitch on its way, and he checked it up, and he went. And third base umpire Cooper said yes, he did. And David Dahl is out on strikes for the second out of this first inning.
That pitch had a lot of late movement to it. You know, Kevin Cash asked before the game what he's looking for out of Stanek. He said, I'd like to see a lot of 98s. Now, that was not his fastball. That was more of the splitter. And it must be for Dahl, and like the Rockies don't have any experience against Stanek, just like the Rays don't against Bettis. But there's just not much familiarity there, and probably doesn't know what that pitch is going to do. So he started early, and it ended up tailing way out of the strike zone.
So 2 outs and the base is empty, and here is Nolan Arenado. And the first pitch to him is over the inside edge for strike 1 at 98. Arenado, 222 on the young season without a homer, 1 run batted in. Signed that big extension with the Rockies during spring training. And again, maybe one of the best players in Major League Baseball that doesn't get a whole lot of pub because of where he plays. The 0-1 pitch, and that's taken high and outside. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the way like Michael Young was with the Texas Rangers. You know, what didn't play in a big market, didn't play out east where they're on TV all the time, didn't play out on the west where you might have been in like in L.A. or Angels or Dodgers kind of set up where you're in a big city. Kind of hidden in Texas for a number of years. The 1-1 pitch, here's a swing and a foul straight back. Arenado, I mean, in this day and age of the internet, MLB.com, the At-Bat app, MLB.tv. I mean, yeah, more and more people probably see him than guys who might have been out there in years past. But a true superstar, both next to the plate and at third base, he has no peer.
He is the face of the Rockies.
1-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and a looping line drive in the left field, and that is going to settle in for a base hit. So he took a splitter, got it off the end of the bat, and looped it in the left, so he keeps the inning going for Trevor Story.
The Rockies only hit one home run in Miami, and it was this man coming up, Story. But what a 3-4 combo. I mean, Arenado leading the National League with 38 homers and Story right behind him with 37. They both hit a ton of doubles, and there's always the question of the effect of Coors Field. Of course, it's a terrific place to hit, but I'd put those guys in my lineup regardless how far I am above sea level.
So with a runner at first, and the infield shifted around to the left side, the first pitch on its way to Trevor Story is a breaking ball outside for ball one. So 1-0 the count. Another big part of this whole opener process is that you know, if you want your opener to be able to go a couple innings, you don't want him to be throwing 25 or 30 pitches in the first. This will be the 16th pitch of the inning for Stanek. 2 outs, runner at first base. Right side of the infield wide open to the pitch. A swing and a miss. Consistently 98 with a fastball today. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Part of the design of it also is that it's hard to hit high 90s right at the beginning of the game. And that's a situation there where Story is such a great hitter. He knows the fastball's coming after the first pitch breaking ball miss, so he's sitting on it, and at 97 it's still late. It's not easy to hit right away against high octane.
The righty ready, the leg kick in the pitch, and that one missed outside. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Stanek made 59 appearances last year, 29 of them as an opener. 66 innings, only 45 hits, 23 runs, 22 earned. Again, versatility, one of the keynotes of this 2019 team. And Stanek's going to have to be just that. Not only as an opener, but a guy could pitch in the 7th or 8th innings on occasion, too. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Just flew the fastball by him again. Might have been looking for something different there. And he got the old number 1, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Stanek has missed with 2 breaking balls, but the 2 fastballs he's thrown, one at 97, one at 98, have gotten swings and misses. So Story is well behind those. Stanek wants to put him away here and not necessarily fool around, I think, with something off speed. That's what Arenado did to get the base hit.
No score. We're just underway. Top of the first inning here in St. Petersburg. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Swung and missed, strike 3. Story is out swinging. And Ryan Stanek records 3 strikeouts in the top of the first. He gives up a hit, but that's it. Done with half an inning here in St. Pete. It's Colorado 0, and the Rays are coming up at the Trop after this on the Rays Baseball Network.
Follow the calming sounds of the waterfront and the smoky orange wood aroma.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID relief law, you can pay less with financial help. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. From doctor visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as July 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here. Walk-off homer.
Let's go. Right hand.
Come on! Woo!
Get that rhythm up.
Come on, you got it. Woo! You did that!
Shop now at hydro.com.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Okay, I got it. Well, it's got lots of pepperoni and the crust is brown.
The Rays will donate $100 to Moffitt Cancer Center. The Tampa Bay Rays and Moffitt Cancer Center. Saving games and saving lives together.
Hey, this is Tyler Glasnow. Rays baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
As we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the first pitch on its way from Chad Bettis is taken a little bit low for ball one. Bettis, a cancer survivor, all kinds of issues the last over a calendar year, and then came back last year and pitched 27 games, 20 starts. Misses does Meadows on that off-speed pitch, and the count 1-1 strike. 5-2 with a 5 ERA. It can be a little deceiving when you consider you pitch a lot of your games in Colorado. Infield shifted to the right side of the pitch, and that one clipped the outside corner. And the count now 1-2 strikes to Meadows. 214 on the year. They have a lot of hits, but they've been impactful. Got the leadoff home run on Thursday, hit the two-run homer yesterday, knocked in all 3 runs in yesterday's game. Behind in the count here, 1-2 strikes. Bettis ready to go on the pitch. And that one just missed outside at 88. Tried to cut it a little bit, didn't cut enough, and the count 2-2.
He's not a hard thrower, but he'll spin it. The breaking stuff from Chad Bettis.
2-2 pitch. That one is a little high, and the count goes full of 3-2. Ryan Yarbrough already warming down the right field line.
Starting pitching preview presented by Canes Furniture. Quality, selection, and value. That's the confidence of Canes Furniture.
So 3-2 the count. Now the pitch. There's a swing and a tapper at the plate foul. Bettis in his career 29-23 with a 481 earned run average. Last time he pitched, you got to go back to last Tuesday. It's been almost a week when he pitched in an inter-squad minor league game. Pretty impressive against those lads, though. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, struck out 11. The 3-2 pitch here to Meadows is grounded back up toward the middle, ranging to his right. The shortstop Trevor Story from behind the bag at second. He's got it. Throws to first to take care of Meadows. Nice play. Route number 1.
Really nice play. I mean, the throw was as he was crossing behind the bag at second and over into the shortstop side and just winged it sidearm, and that throw had lots on it. Room to spare to get a speedy runner, and Meadows hustling up the first base line, too.
So 1 out, and that'll bring up Tommy Pham. Pham 333 so far in the young season. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. No score, bottom of the first. Still some time to come out here if you're looking for something to do on a Monday night in St. Petersburg. The pitch, there's a swing and a hard hit grounder, but right to short. A little easier play for Trevor Story this time. In the dirt, and the throw is dropped by Ryan McMahon. So the tough play, he made a perfect throw. The easy play, he makes a brutal throw. How about that? And it's an E6, and the Rays have a base runner.
Sometimes, I mean, you have so much time that you just deke the throw. I mean, Trevor Story will not have a more routine play at shortstop this year, but he made the fabulous play moments before.
And the thing is, as a first baseman, I know you're supposed to be kind of ready for anything, but you're not expecting to see a ball worm burned on the most routine of ground balls.
Remember, McMahon's not been playing first. It's been Daniel Murphy's spot. They moved McMahon over from second because Murphy broke his finger.
Yes, sir. There's a pitch taking a little bit inside.
Just got it.
For strike on the inside corner for strike 1. Oh, great. I was watching a replay of Johnny Carson last week, and it was when he was telling a story about what color hat 3 guys were wearing. And he had Tommy Dreesen, and there's a swing and a foul. Doc and himself wearing hats, and so Carson went into Ed McMahon's seat. McMahon sat in Carson's chair. It was really kind of weird. It was
really like alternate universe.
That's my version of Andy's YouTube, where I stay current and watch Johnny Carson reruns.
I'm watching NBC games of the week from the 80s, and you're watching Johnny Carson.
So 0-2 the count. Pham leads at first. The pitch, a foul straight back by Giamon, and amped it up to 92 to Bettis right there, and the count stays at 0-2. So you kind of get an idea of what we do for fun, folks.
We got 2 off days on the road. I'm going to load up on the 80s. And some 70s.
Brandon Lowe waiting on deck.
We get to the booth and he's like, you wouldn't believe what Burt Reynolds said last night.
So 0-2 the count. throw the first runner back. Buddy Epson was hilarious.
Or Buddy Hackett.
And Buddy Hackett was. He had to stay up late for Buddy Hackett, though. He was usually the second or third guy. But, you know.
But you knew he was bringing a great story.
I thought that was Kenny Meadows for a while there.
Oh, my God. I never thought of that.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. And did he go? The last get third. And G-Man was able to hold up for the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, as I said, Brandon Lowe. Now, with Pham reaching, he reached on an error, though. That does not. Does that continue his on base? I don't think there's a gray area. I don't think he does. It does, but it makes no sense to me.
Right. He's on.
The 0-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a miss to the ball in the dirt. And G-Man went fishing, didn't get it. And that's out number 2. I mean, he's.
Not that.
Yeah, so. That's one of those where you get on base with an error, but it doesn't count as being on base. But if his run scores, it counts as a run.
It sure does.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
But as of right now, it does not extend his on-base streak. Now the first pitch on its way to Brandon Lowe, and it's taken high and outside for ball 1.
And I'll tell you what, though. I mean, in watching when Story made the throwing error, Tommy Pham was running as absolute hard as he could. And that helps make the play possible. I mean, I'm not saying Story rushed the throw, but by Pham hustling, any mistake, and he's going to reach.
1-0 pitch fouled back, and count 1 ball, 1 strike is Brandon 0 for 9 to start the season. I was asking Kevin Cash before the game today about Brandon, and I said, is it just a case for Brandon that he needs a couple of knocks? And I think he does. He just has to make some solid contact, and that'll get him going, just like it did last year. It took him a little while, but once he got going, he got going. Infield looking to turn 2, although they are shifted to the right side. Or will need to, as there's a pitch fouled back, and the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner at first. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. 18th pitch coming up for Chad Bettis. So 3 infielders to the right of second, and that's only Arenado on the left side.
Rockies are playing a really deep outfield. Look how deep in center field Desmond is. That's as deep center field as you'll see, especially for early in the game.
Now the righty ready, the 1-2, and it's Lowe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bettis last year, or in his career, I should say, is 13-8 at Coors Field with a .533 earned run average. And then when you look at his road mark in his career, 16-16, put an ERA almost a full run lower at 4.34. Coors Field effect there for sure. 2-2 pitch. Cued foul, spun up the third base line, and Matt Quatraro, who's coaching third in place of Rodney Linares today, gets to the ball and makes a new friend. We asked Q if Tropicana Field was the place where the turf monster got his calf last year, and he said it was initially tweaked there, and then he said he really ended up hurting it in the game at Boston. But he said the beauty of Boston is all I had to do is like take 2 steps out of the dugout and I could coach third. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Got him swinging again, and the Rays get a man aboard but can't do anything with it. Done with 1, no score on the Rays Baseball Network.
For 50 years, the Crown Automotive Group has been the dealer.
So, what do you think?
It's nice. I'm gonna think about it.
Oh, someone just made an offer.
What? Can I count it?
Oh, it's been accepted.
Coming through.
Movers.
Wait, what's up? Coming through. There we go. Okay, pool's going in back here. Did you just say the pool?
Infinity pool, yeah.
We struck oil. This place is a gold mine. What?
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
Talks are really starting to heat up.
Now let's separate the rumors from the facts.
They're in a win-now mindset.
This one move puts the whole division on notice.
This deadline moves for no one.
The MLB trade deadline on MLB Network. Daily coverage down to the wire.
This is Stephen. Stephen is a busy man. That's why he was thrilled to discover the Mack Weldon Daily Wear System. A system so efficient, it saves him time every morning. So now, Stephen can focus on what's really important. Tending to his prize-winning garden. That fruit is jacked, Stephen. Buy some time at MacWeldon.com.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID relief law, you can pay less with financial help. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. From doctor visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as July 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov.
Talk with Ronnie and T. Crash on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
If Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters today, you can visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 3 days and get a coupon for 1 free taco chips and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for more information. Now the season debut of left-hander Ryan Yarbrough after a 16-win rookie campaign.
Lefty ready to go on the first pitch on its way to Ryan McMahon is taken outside for ball 1. So Yarbrough last year, 38 games, 6 starts, 16-6, as Andy mentioned. With 16 wins, a new Rays rookie record. The pitch, the check swinging went around, the count evening up at a ball and a strike. Yarbs really, again, you talk about buy-in, and you go back to a guy like Ryan Yarbrough who had been a starter and probably could have moaned a little bit that he wasn't getting a chance here at the big league level, but the Rays were trying to find soft landing spots for him, and ultimately did. And for the most part, it really paid off for everybody. Ryan Yarbrough ended up with 16 wins. Now, I think we did the math last year, and he probably still would have ended up with 8 or 9 of them if he had to go the old conventional way of going 5 innings. There's a pitch taken high, and the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes, but still a good rookie campaign. I mean, he ended up pitching 147 innings, which is almost what you would expect to get out of him if he was starting. Now the lefty ready to go, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Took a little something off it, spun it up there, and Ryan McMahon swung right through it for out number 1.
Well, you look at those innings last year, 118 2/3 out of the bullpen technically. They go into the books as relief innings, which is the most of any reliever in baseball in the last 28 years. But, I mean, he's stretched out almost like a starter would be.
Here's Ian Desmond. Desmond hitting $154 so far on the young season. The first pitch to him is high and outside for ball 1. No score. We're in the top of the second inning. A couple of runs batted in for Desmond as Yarbrough gets the ball back and looks to go right back to work as Michael Perez sets down a set of sides, and there's a swinging ground ball right to first. Ji-Man Choi has it. He'll go to the bag himself and record the out. There's quickly 2 gone.
There were so many numbers to crunch from last year with the opener situation. I mean, you look at Yarbrough and you see, all right, he made 6 starts, a 4.71 ERA, but he made 32 technically relief outings and a 3.72 area. I mean, that's a run better. So it might have been almost like it was with Romo as the opener, the perfect guy at the perfect time. Yarbrough might have been that perfect guy at the perfect time to be the main bulk guy.
And as we said, still ended up putting together almost 150 innings pitched. So here's Chris Iannetta. No score, top of the second, and the first pitch to the Rockies catcher is taken high for ball 1. Iannetta, 333 so far this season. 1 run batted in. The pitch, as Andy said, only one man with a homer, and that's Trevor Story. There's a strike called over the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Yarbrough, big key for him. Work quick, throw strikes, and probably try to get outs within 3 pitches. As that pitch missed high, so that's not going to work here. 2 balls, 1 strike. He is sneaky fast. He's not going to blow up the radar gun. It's going to stay 89, 90. But because of his length and where he lets the baseball go, it gets on the hitters a lot quicker. The 2-1. There's a swing and a chopper toward short. Putting it down, Miss Hansen in a nice high hop. Throws across and plenty of time to take care of Iannetta. And it's a nice 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Yarbrough. Done with an inning and a half, no score on the Rays Baseball Network.
Howdy, y'all.
Good.
I don't care what our record is. It's all about believing that everything's going to work out in the end. As a team, not like us, ever won the whole chimichanga.
No, for Fultz, he is.
Oh! Coming through here, that's fine. Yeah, like Dukes of Hazzards. Y'all probably call it the hurdles of risk over here.
I'm in safe hands with you.
Watching some good friends scream. Let's get away from the bad mojo. Have some fun.
Under pressure.
Moncada, Rondell, Abreu, and now Jimenez. 4 in a row.
I don't recall seeing that 4 home runs in a row. I probably have, but I certainly have now.
Liberty Mutual customized car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. How much money can Liberty Mutual save you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $2,808.
Yep, everything hurts.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Duolingo knows learning a language is hard, so we made it fun. Yeah, choose from 40 languages and complete daily goals, all in a few minutes a day. Stay motivated with free and effective bite-sized lessons. Ready? Start learning with the world's #1 language learning app. Download Duolingo.
Use the Papa John's mobile app with promo code RAISE6, locally owned and operated. Nice clean inning to start the year for Ryan Yarbrough. And now the Rays come up against Bettis with Yandy Diaz, Kevin Kiermaier, and Daniel Robertson in the last half of inning number 2.
So the right hitter ready to go, and the first pitch from sticking in there for strike 1. Yandy Diaz, 333 so far this spring. The home run and a run batted in as there's a pitch taken inside. The count is even up at a ball and a strike. That home run, we're still buzzing about it over the weekend after he hit that line drive laser over the wall in center field. The 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a foul back off of the screen. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. His former team, the Indians, ended up beating the White Sox today. A couple of finals already. And our buddy Chris Archer pitched fairly well, but last only 5 innings, almost 100 pitches in those 5 innings. There's a pitch taken outside. And so the count now is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and then his bullpen was unable to hold it. Cardinals came back to beat the Buccos. 2-2 pitch, grounded sharply toward third, but on a big out. Arenado has it, drops it, now fires a seed over to first base, and still got him. It was almost breaking news that Arenado didn't handle a ground ball, but then showed why he is the best defensive third baseman in the game. Recovered quickly, and just absolutely let one fly to first base.
I'll tell you what, I'd enjoy watching some Rockies Padres games this year just to see the 2 third basemen, Machado for San Diego and Arenado for Colorado.
So with 1 out, here is Kevin Kiermaier, and he takes the first pitch in there for strike 1. Kiermaier 222 this spring without a homer. Next pitch straightened him up a little bit, missed inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rays 3-1 on the young season, and like I said, folks a bit giddy. And you know, hey, it's all right to be giddy. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1-2, but without really throwing out too much coach speak, there is still a lot of baseball left to be played. But I'd rather be 3-1 than 1-3 like we were a year ago.
1-3 and then lost for another week.
Now the 1-2 is a swing and a ground ball right side. Second baseman Garrett Hampson has it and throws to first in plenty of time for out number 2.
3-1 matches best start in Rays franchise history. They're 3-0 in 2002, and then went on to lose the worst team the Rays have had. I think they lost 106. So just another reminder that the start doesn't really complete anything, but I think it was the way the Rays did it in beating the Astros, and the fact that it was the Astros makes everybody giddy.
Here's the first pitch on its way to Daniel Robertson, taken a bit inside for ball one. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the second. Game one of a 3-game series between the Rays and the Rockies, as there's a strike in the count, 1-1 strike.
I think too, Dave, because those games against the Astros, that looked a lot like baseball the way the Rays were playing it when they were hanging banners here, holding the other team down, frustrating the other team. Tremendous defense. The other teams were the ones that didn't seem like they were having fun, and they were the ones making the mistakes.
So they heard some of the comments after the game on Neil's postgame show. A.J. Hinch couldn't wait to get out of here. The 2-1. There's a swing and a shot toward the gap in right center. Charging Charlie Blackmon. He comes on and slides and makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So Robertson hit it fairly hard, but Charlie Blackmon got the beat on it, made the grab, and we're through 2. There's no score on the Rays Baseball Network.
Looking for an alternative to sugary soda?
And there's another one. 2,807 as Max passes Cy Young.
The fans are into it. What an accomplishment.
The Orioles take on the Rays today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Watch it for free on the MLB YouTube channel from your favorite devices. Catch the Orioles at the Rays live for free on youtube.com/MLB.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
Introducing the new City Custom Cash Card, a different kind of card that rewards Rashida where her spending is trending. Just ask overly confident DIY Rashida.
Wait, is this the right wall?
Oh. Or last-minute gift shopping, Rashida?
I'm putting a bow on it.
Wow. Even sneaking away for a vacay, Rashida?
I've earned this, okay?
From home improvement, drugstores, select travel, and more. Earn 5% cash back that automatically adjusts to your top eligible spend category, up to $500 spent each billing cycle.
WDAE and AM 620.
So 2 innings in the books and a whole lot of nothing so far. Get the most flex for your buck with the Rays Flex Pack. Save up to 60% off the single game ticket price when you get 5 lower level tickets for just $75. No blackout dates on great matchups all season long, including games against the Yankees, Red Sox, and more. Visit RaysBaseball.com/flex for more information. Clock is off, and we're getting all kinds of warm-ups here from Ryan Yarbrough. I mean, I'm looking on the field, and it looks like everybody's there. And just not sure why we're somewhat delayed here, but thankful that we were able to get our spot in. I was able to get the read in. Rachel's happy now, and we're kind of wondering why I came. I mean, nothing happened in the first 2 innings. I could have stayed at Ferg's with the Florida Sports Hall of Fame folks. Then the Ferg's after a game. It's the first time I've ever been there before a game.
And right before a game.
Hello again, everybody. But it's a good time seeing guys like Dan Wheeler and Andy Sonnenstein, Toby Hall, among others. And now I'll have a play-by-play for the next couple. Hopefully get something started for us. Here's Andy.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much. And here is Mark Reynolds, the 33-year-old DH, leading it off in the 8th. They're in the 3rd and the 8th spot in the order, and Yarbrough's first pitch is a strike. At the knees, it's 0-1. Reynolds, open stance on the right side, and really one of the more entertaining power hitters of his generation. He's one of those guys that you pay to watch it. BP he was hitting him into the GTE Financial deck and left his time in the cage today. And a fastball from Yarbrough is inside. 2-1. Was he the guy that Joe Madden coined, at least the first time we ever heard
it? Might have been.
Helium ball, where he hits the ball and it just doesn't come down and just keeps on flying over the fence. 44 homers for the Rockies over 2 years, but last year he went to Washington. Here's a swing and a miss, and he's always had a lot of that. in his game, too. Last year, 13 homers in 86 games for the Nationals, but was coming off a 30-homer year for the Rockies in 17. And you would think Coors Field is such a natural place for him. The 2-2 delivery, Yarbrough just missed outside. And it's full 3-2. Now, when we last saw the Rockies in 16 when we were there, he was hitting for better average, too. He ended up hitting 282 that year. Lasted a long time. Full count 3-2. The line, the left-hander pitches, swung on and fouled straight back, and it remains 3-2.
He was a guy that would put on an absolute show during BP, too. He would hit him into the American flag out there in left center field.
Yeah.
You see the flag moving as a ball would hit it. I mean, it was just absolutely impressive.
With a bunch of different teams over his career. 3-2 the count. Yarbrough out of the windup and pitches, and the line drive into straightaway center field, dropping in for a base hit right in front of Kiermaier. And I remember him doing that in Colorado, and they were making a note. Yeah, it was noteworthy to baseball people saying, look, this guy's really adjusted. He's not just going up trying to launch and strike out 200 times a year. He's hitting for a little better average now. That time he broke his bat and plopped it over second base, and the Rockies have their second hit of the game. So Reynolds aboard to start it. He'll be held by Ji-Man Choi, and up comes Garrett Hampson. Our first look at him. Just 1 for 6 during the Miami series. 9th place hitter, right-hand batting second baseman. He shows bunt and pushes it first base side. Out to get it, Perez. On the run, throws to first, and it hit the runner. And he's called out for running inside the baseline. Home plate umpire Andy Fletcher rules him out. It'll go 2-4 on the play. And with him in the baseline, Perez drilled him right in the back, and here comes Bud Black.
And really, I mean, not a bad move by Michael Perez to probably just do that. I mean, put the play in the umpire's hands. It was going to be a real tough play for Brandon Lowe because he was coming over to try to cover first base, and there's no doubt he's running in fair territory. My biggest gripe about that is that the base is in fair territory. So your last couple of steps have to be in fair territory. Where is he supposed to go? That would be my argument. But it's an argument that falls on deaf ears because it's been like that forever. But it's something that baseball, I think, needs to address here because your next stride is your final stride has to be in fair territory to get to the bag. And yet if you get hit by the ball on that final stride or the stride before it, you're out because you're in the baseline. So it's one that I've never quite understood. And they also send Mark Reynolds back to first base.
The official scoring decision brought to you by the Crown Automotive Group, the only official automotive dealerships of the Tampa Bay Rays. Once again, an assist to Perez, a put out to Brandon Lowe coming over to cover from his second base position. Reynolds back to first with 1 out, and here's Charlie Blackmon. Left-hand batting right fielder. And a first pitch to him, launched to deep right. Gone if it's fair, down the line, but he's standing in the batter's box watching, and that tells us that it's going to hook foul, and it does. 0-1. That was quite a lengthy foul ball. Blackmon, who did connect for 29 home runs last year and 37 the year before and 29 the year before that. So just one of those fine hitters. 291 hitter last year, 331 and 324 in the years prior. 200 hit year 2 seasons ago. Swings and grounds one back to Yarbrough. Throws to second. Out. Adames can't get it out of his mid. Bounces to throw to first. And that's a double play anyway. Ji-Man Choi scooped it out, and Will Little, the first base umpire, thought about it and called the double play. It goes 1-6-3. The Tech Data double play of the game. For that outstanding play, Tech Data donates another $250 to the Children's Dream Fund, bringing the season's total to $1,000. To learn more about the Children's Dream Fund, visit childrensdreamfund.org. At the end of 2 1/2, it is the Rockies nothing in the.
I've been on my get back, copper bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap though.
Liner to center, into center field, and Sogard breaks up the no-hitter. Slow roller, here comes Buxton, and he's safe, and the Twins win the game. All right.
Say hello to Michael. Michael is a man who values his time. That's why he was thrilled to discover the Mack Weldon Daily Wear System. A system so efficient, it saves him time every morning. So now, Michael can focus on what's really important. Programming his robot drummer. Rock on, Michael. Buy some time at MacWeldon.com.
Geico made it so easy to bundle my home and auto insurance that I thought, how can I make it easy to get my daughter to eat her veggies? So I hired an MLB food vendor.
Would you like some hot broccoli?
No, thank you.
Geico, proud partner of MLB.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited. To get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Energy. To the bottom of the third we go. No score. And let's see if the Rays can change that right here.
Michael Perez leads it off, left-hand batting catcher. And takes the first pitch from Chad Bettis. Outside corner with the knees for a called strike. It is 0-1. It remains to be seen, and we'll figure it out as the year goes along, how often Zunino will catch compared to Perez. Zunino more or less wearing the title as the lead catcher, but well, there's not much drop-off when you put Perez in there behind him. Both are throwing extremely well right now. Both are rather active behind the plate. Zunino doesn't have his first hit yet, but Michael Perez had a couple of them the other day and drove in a run. Fouls this one to the left side and out of play. It's 1-2 strikes. And he's gotten the one start. That was on Saturday. And he drove in the tying run with a single and scored an insurance run after a double his last time up. Chad Bettis looks into his catcher Iannetta, the veteran catcher. From the line, the right-hander deals. Swung on and missed to the change. Strike three. That's a changeup that he struck out Ji-Man Choi on. And that is his third strikeout. So one out, nobody on. It'll send up Willie Adames. Willie, too, looking for his first hit. You know, the Rays scored 11 runs over the weekend. And yet they only gave up less than that and went in 3 or 4 against the Astros. But, you know, the Rays weren't loading up the scoreboard, but they were getting the timely hit. First pitch strike to Adames over the inside, 0-1. And a half swing and a miss. And Willie's had some bad-looking swings so far at the plate. Willie is 0 for 10 and 6 strikeouts mixed in. No balls, 2 strikes. Righty versus righty. The fastball just missed off the outside at 92. 1-2 the count. I would expect a feeling out process early on because the Rockies are unfamiliar with the Rays pitchers, and nobody in the Rays, with the exception of Matt Duffy, who's injured, has ever faced Chad Bettis. The pitch to Adames, swung on and missed, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Bettis, who's not really what you'd call a high strikeout pitcher.
No, you know, the Rays, think about some of the frustrating games last year. One of them was against James Shields. A few of them were. I mean, the slop seems to get this team. I mean, are a team that really has been much improved as far as making contact in some areas, but we still have a lot of guys who go up there and swing fairly hard. And you got to take what Chad Bettis has given you, and right now I think the Rays are trying to do too much with it.
It's a tantalizing set of off-speed pitches at Bettis offers. Austin Meadows, left-hand batter with 2 out, nobody on. Takes away. It's 1-0. Infield is shifting. 3 to the right of second. And the Arenado on the left side. Bettis deals, and he's got it in. 2 balls and no strikes. Meadows hit a ball to the left of the bag at second that Story cut over from the right side. It turned it into a fine-looking out. Great throw. Meadows takes, and he's low. 3 balls, no strikes. Look, last year, Bettis only struck out 80, and he walked 47 in 120 in the third innings. Of course, a fastball strike over the inside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Austin Meadows. He had better success against lefties than against righties. Righties hit over 280, lefties in the 230. He comes to the plate, and that ball is low. So a walk to Austin Meadows. We'll get Bettis out of the stretch and give Tommy Pham a second chance. Tommy reached on an error his first time. Chad Bettis from Texas Tech, drafted by the Astros in the 8th round of the 07 draft from Monterey High School in Lubbock, Texas, but went to Texas Tech instead. And then the Rockies took him in the 2nd round in 2010.
Pretty pumped about his former college going to the Final Four.
How about that? And the first pitch to Pham, right-hand batter reaching on an error his first time, and looks at a belt-high strike 0-1. Are you excited about the Final Four?
For all about except one team.
That's what I was teaming up for. I know that team. I'm not happy about it. 0-1 the count to Pham. Meadows with a short lead, and the pitch swung on and missed. It's quickly 0-2.
I guess I wouldn't say it's about the team. It's about the coach. I mean, I don't like the team, but the coach is a drill ride.
0-2 the count here to Tommy Pham. Second baseman Hampson a couple of steps towards the middle. The outfield putting him to go to the opposite field slightly. As Bettis, first base side of the rubber, gets his signals from Iannetta and throws low and away. Backhanded by the better Iannetta. And 1-2 strikes, no score. We're in the home 3rd inning. Rays and Rockies from St. Petersburg. Chad Bettis, who will turn 30 years of age later this month. Somewhat of a stockily built, sturdy-looking right-hander. Not particularly tall. And the pitch, slow ground ball right to short. Story, he's got it. Underhands to second, where Hampson puts the force on Meadows. The play goes 6-4, and the Rays are gone in the 3rd. We go to the 4th with Colorado and the Rays still scoreless on the Rays Radio Network.
Hey, Rays fans, spring's
17 home runs in 3 games.
5th home run the Yankees have hit in the inning. 18 for the 3 games.
Another home run for the Yankees.
First team in Major League history to hit 6 home runs in 3 straight games.
My last financial advisor? Chip. Computer Chip. Well, hey, Chip, let me tell you what's new in my life. I want to save for my kids' college. I want to retire in 5 years. You think Chip could help me? So now I've got a real-life person helping me. Now I've got personal capital.
Get our award-winning tools. Then talk to an advisor. Start today at personalcapital.com.
So, what do you think?
It's nice. I'm gonna think about it.
Oh, someone just made an offer.
What? Can I count it?
Oh, it's been accepted.
Coming through.
Movers.
Wait, what's happening? Coming through. There we go. Okay, pool's going in back here. Did you just say the pool?
Infinity pool, yeah.
We struck oil. This place is a gold mine. What?
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
One more.
One more.
One more, please. One more, guys. One more. Set up.
Hey, kid. Yeah, we'll take it one more.
Hello. One more.
Wow!
Hey, this is Kevin Kiermaier. Rays baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
To the 4th inning we go. Still no score on the Rays. Still looking for their first hit.
Yep, the Rockies have 2 hits. Rays without one. Here's David Dahl, left-hand batter with a late swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Dahl, Arenado, and Story. For Bud Black's Colorado Rockies, who I think if there is a team poised to get past the Dodgers finally in the NL West, it would be Colorado. It's a swing and a foul. Straight back, and it is 0-2. I found them a lot of fun to watch late in the season last year, and getting into the wild card game and beating the Cubs in Chicago, and then running into the piping hot Milwaukee Brewers who swept them. There's a swing of a soft liner right center field that dunks in for a hit, and Dahl has a hit in every game so far for Colorado. The open space in left center, and David Dahl is aboard. It'll bring up Nolan Arenado.
The Republic Bank Draft Room blends hospitality and comfort while offering local craft beers and signature food items. Tropicana Field's premier destination area exclusively for Rays season ticket holders is the Republic Bank Draft Room. Call 888-FAN-RAYS for more information.
Dahl is at first. He'll be held up by Ji-Man Choi. The Rays set up for the double play up the middle. And here comes the 3-4 spots in the Rockies order, which are as good as any in the league. Arenado with Story on deck. And Yarbrough's pitch to Arenado is down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Arenado signing an 8-year deal for the Rockies when some were expecting, the Rockies fans were fearing that he was going to be going away. As free agency is there. An 8-year deal. And then you got Blackman signed for 6 years. Desmond still for a couple of years. There's a swing on a line drive hook in the left field corner, but it's hooking and it ends up foul. Did not have the distance to go. Ended up to the left of the foul pole, out of play, and it's 0-2. Daniel Murphy for a couple of years, although he's injured. But Arenado, the centerpiece of the Rockies. And I think, though, what will, in fact, I feel pretty sure what will make the Rockies, they're always going to score runs. It's going to make the Rockies stay atop the National League West is they've got a terrific rotation, and they're all young. 0-2 the count. Throw to first, and back goes Dahl. You got Freeland, who we're going to see tomorrow. He's 25. German Marquez, coming from the Rays organization after him, is just 24. John Gray is 27. He pitched well a couple of days ago, or yesterday actually, for the Rockies against the Marlins. Tyler Anderson 29. Chad Bettis will be 30 at the end of the month. 0-2 the count. On top, the left-hander Yarbrough deals. Reach for it. Slow roller to the right side. To his left, Brandon Lowe's only play is at first. He retires Arenado, but Dahl advances to scoring position.
Looks like he threw the bat at the ball right there just to put it in play. Fooled a bit by the pitch by Ryan Yarbrough, and so much so that the ball wasn't hit hard enough for even Brandon Lowe to think about going to second base. To get the out-wise move just to get the sure out at first.
Well, how much will he give Trevor Story here? First base open and a left-handed hitter on deck in McMahon. But here comes Story. Struck out on a slider and did not look too comfortable betting against the hard-throwing Ryan Stanek. And here comes Story. We have an ID coming your way. We'll get to in just a second. First, Yarbrough leaning into the third base side of the rubber. To the stretch, a look back to second base. Dahl leads the pitch. Fastball strike. We pause for station identification on the Tampa Bay Rays Radio Network.
WTAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
With Dave Wills, I'm Andy Freed. Frank Lowe, our engineer. Rachel West, our booth concierge. Tom Ponzo, Derek DeBose back in the network studios. Comes the 0-1 to Story, swung on and huge foul off the end of the bat to the right side. It's 0-2. No score yet. Rockies and Rays, and while the Rays don't have a hit, the Rockies have 3 of them. Dahl is at second after a leadoff single, advancing on the Arenado ground ball. Story hitting cleanup behind Arenado. And he's got the left hand hitting McMahon on deck. Yarbrough is ahead 0-2. He delivers. Backed him off just a bit inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, it's nothing new to look up some Rockies hitters and see really gaudy offensive numbers. That's the story of their franchises. I mean, they've had just incredible years. Last year, though, Story 37 homers and 108 runs batted in and hit .291. 1-2 the count. Yarbrough, a long hold and now throws. Half swing and a miss, strike 3. Went with a breaking ball down and in. And Story has struck out twice. 2 down. Yarbrough throwing a lot of strikes, and that ends up being a great equalizer to throw that thing down and in. I'm not sure if that was a slider or a cutter, but it kept going down and in around knee level to Story, who had a very awkward-looking swing at it.
He can do that with the best of them, too, over the last couple of years. 168 strikeouts last year, 191 the season before that.
2 out, and runner at second for Ryan McMahon, who pops one up into the air to shallow left, playable for Tommy Pham. In a couple of steps, still trotting in, now stops beneath it and makes the catch. Yarbrough allows the leadoff single in front of Arenado and Story and McMahon and gets them all. And at the end of 3 1/2, it's Colorado nothing and the Rays nothing on the Rays.
So, you're heavily favoured this weekend. You think this will end your embarrassing streak of draws?
I've never been embarrassed about having streaks in my draws. You know, it's all part of growing up.
And this is our turn to make history.
There's a flare out to right field, and there it is. Hit number 3,000 for Albert Pujols. The fourth player in Major League Baseball history with at least 600 home runs and 3,000 hits.
So, what do you think?
It's nice. I'm gonna think about it.
Oh, someone just made an offer.
What? Can I count it?
Oh, it's been accepted.
Coming through.
Movers.
Wait, what's happening?
Coming through.
There we go.
Okay, pool's going in back here.
Did he just hit the pool?
Infinity pool, yeah.
We struck oil. This place is a gold mine.
What?
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It has 0 grams of sugar and is USDA certified organic. Anything else is just built on sand. New Peach Pear Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman. Because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication
on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
There's no better place to watch a Rays game than in St. Pete, Clearwater, offering 35 miles of white sand beaches along Florida's Gulf Coast and cultural attractions, including St. Pete's Salvador Dali Museum. It's all at visitstpeteClearwater.com. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Rays still looking for their first hit. Thank goodness it's no score.
It is, and Ji-Man Choi will start it. Lefty, lefty, righty for the Rays with Lowe and Diaz to follow in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Chad Bettis' first pitch grounded by the diving Arenado into left center for a base hit. Ji-Man Choi. The league continues to shift on, and yet I'm kind of happy they do, because that shortstop area is where he hits a lot of baseballs. And even Arenado swung over, couldn't dive over to get it, and the Rays do have their first base hit. The data must suggest that he's dead pull, but I don't know, since he got to the Rays, left center is pretty popular off the bat of Ji-Man Choi.
That swing looks like it's built for that.
So leadoff man aboard, and the Rays have their first hit. Here's Brandon Lowe, looking for his first of the season. Struck out swinging his first time. Out of the stretch, Bettis throws, swung on and missed, and it's 0-1.
I like the approach by Ji-Man, and again, you know, for Brandon right now, 0 for his first 10 to start the season. You might have to start thinking about that approach too. I know it's not a big part of his game, but maybe let that baseball get in on you a little bit and look to go the other way as well. Look to line it over the shortstop's head.
With that 0 for 10, he struck out 6 times. And the pitch, there it is, driven in the air towards left field and deep. Goal is going back to the wall, and it's gone. Home run. Brandon Lowe's first hit of 2019 is an opposite field 2-run homer. The Rays take the lead 2-0 against Colorado.
Well, he let the baseball get in on him, and then he hit it out. He definitely hit it over the shortstop's head, and then he hit it over the left fielder's head. And so Brandon doing just what he needed to do. High fives and handshakes inside that first base dugout as he gets the Rays on the board. Like a four-seamer that didn't quite get the elevation that Bettis was looking for. So then Brandon Lowe provided the elevation.
Now Yandy Diaz slices one foul down the right field line of the plate. 0-1.
Told you had to go opposite field.
And you told him.
I was thinking one drive.
Well, you know, it seems like when Brandon makes contact, that ball doesn't want to come down. The pitch to Diaz. He moved him back a little bit, lifted the hands. It's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, Bettis gave up 18 home runs in 120 innings. 22 homers on 186 back in 16. He misses again to Diaz. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So a single to left and then a homer to left by the left-handed hitters. And the Rays are in front 2-0. Now it'll be Diaz, Kiermaier, and Robertson for the Rays. Sure to come up here in the home fourth. And the next one from Bettis, and that one is low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Bettis turns on the rubber, now pushes off. Lowe walked him. So he walked Meadows with 2 out in the third, and after the single and a homer here in the fourth, he walks Diaz, still nobody out, and up comes left-handed batting Kevin Kiermaier.
Quick look at our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. We said Cleveland beat the White Sox 5-3. The White Sox bullpen gave up what was a 3-1 lead in the 8th inning, gave up 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th. And so Cleveland picks up the victory in that one. Also just underway, the Yankees do have a 2-1 lead over the Detroit Tigers. Gary Sanchez has hit his second homer of the season. Baltimore, how about them? 5-0 right now over Toronto. That game in the top of the 4th inning, Jonathan Villar with a homer.
Kevin Kiermaier takes outside corner strike on 1. They took 2 or 3 from the Yanks over the weekend.
On the other side of the docket in the National League, the Pirates had an early lead and lost it 6-5. St. Louis the winner in 11. And just underway, Milwaukee leading Cincinnati 3-0. Christian Yelich does not have a homer yet.
It's early. Kiermaier looks at a strike from Bettis over the outside. But it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Atlanta took advantage of a bunch of miscues by the Cubs in the bottom of the first. And they lead the Cubs 4-0. That game now top 3. And Ender Inciarte with a home run. In top of the 4th inning, Miami with a 2-1 lead over the Mets down in Miami.
Kiermaier takes this one above the letters high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Cubs give up a lot of runs.
Dare we say Joe Madden a bit on the hot seat in Chicago.
He's on the hot seat, but it shouldn't be him. It should be the guys who were putting that team together the last couple of years.
Absolutely. Ludicrous that is. A 1-2 now to Kiermaier. Up and inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joe in his contract year, and the Cubs front office, Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer, seem to be not exactly supportive right now. 2-2 the count here to Kiermaier. It's puzzling and troubling. Diaz a short lead at first. And Kiermaier lifts one in the air down the left field line, slicing away from Dahl. Back to the warning track. It takes a bounce and up over the wall. And it's an automatic double, and the Rays get second and third on a double from Kiermaier. You could tell from the trajectory of the ball, it was slicing away, and Dahl had no chance to get it in the left. Perfectly placed.
Well, the only hope was that maybe he got enough of it so that it would creep over the cutout there, but didn't quite get enough of it. Back spun it to the warning track, then it spun and bounced over the side wall there. Kiermaier, that's his second double of the season, and the Rays in position to put up some big numbers here in this 4th inning.
Well, Bettis has thrown some pretty good changeups tonight to left-handed hitters like Choi and like Perez, and even to a right-handed hitter like Willie Adames. But that was a changeup that started too high and came right over the outside portion. And credit to Kiermaier for not pulling off on it, going to the opposite side.
Couple nice adjustments so far this inning against the guy that we said just earlier looked like we were pulling off on him. Now, second time through, we're making some adjustments.
Absolutely. Now Daniel Robertson grounds one by the mound to second base. Hampson will throw to first in time for the out. Yandy Diaz scores. Kiermaier to second. Daniel Robertson with his first RBI of 2019, and the Rays have a 3-0 lead.
That's a productive out. Gets a guy in, gets a guy over. Rockies infield playing back, trying to avoid a real big inning and give up another run while doing so. And now they will bring the infield in with Kiermaier at third base and 1 out.
And up comes Michael Perez. Story and Arenado are already in on the infield grass. Hampson and McMahon just behind it on the right side. Outfield several steps back against Perez, so they're crowding Mikey at the plate. Can he shoot it right through or over that infield? Swinging a ground ball, 1 hop to first, and they've got Kiermaier run down, or do they? They throw home. Iannetta will throw back to first in time to get Perez. Second baseman Hampson covering. It goes 3-2-4, and Kiermaier scampering back to third base.
When you cover a Rays game, you're going to put down some interesting defensive outs. 3-2-4 might be one of the more interesting that I've put together in a while. We had a developing play. Kiermaier was scampering down the line, hit the brakes. McMahon threw it home anyway. And by the time the catcher Iannetta took a peek at third base, realized he didn't have a play, went back over to first, and then Michael Perez, who had to kind of stutter step a little bit to see where the play was going to come. As the throw came home, he stopped, then had to try to get the engines going again, and just couldn't.
Adames now takes two far inside, 1-0. You know, McMahon, if he had just run at Kiermaier and then thrown behind him, they might have had him out, but Rays will take a runner at third, 2-out situation. We have 3 already in, and Adames takes outside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. That is 67 pitches. As he's got 2 out in the 4th. 2 balls, no strikes. Willie struck out his first time. Bettis to the stretch and deals. Swinging a ground ball slowly hit the Arenado, a foul outside of that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Willie is 0 for 11 with 7 strikeouts to begin the season. Rays have been the kings of the timely hit so far. Runner at third, 1 out. Now 2-out situation. You'd love to get that man home. 2-1, the stretch and the pitch. Really grounds one wide at third. Arenado, though, to his left there to get it. Takes some extra time and then wings one over to first for the out to retire the side. The Rays strand a runner at third, but they also get 3 runs home. And Brandon Lowe's first home run of the new season. And at the end of 4, it's Rays 3, Colorado nothing on the Rays Radio Network.
Get your game on at Game Time, where you always have a front row seat to the action. Game.
First pitch swing, deep left field, storybook home run! Oh, that's just beautiful. And he knew it, too. Everybody knew it. There was a little bit of a backflip involved.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here! Walk-off homer!
Now, at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. Sign up now at healthcare.gov.
We finally found our dream home in the mountains.
It is bear country, though.
Hey, boo-boo, we hit the jackpot. Bear, look, corn on the cob.
Ooh, chicken. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
T-bone.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's going to be an amazing conversation.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's made with real fruit juice and is USDA certified organic. We're breaking away from the rest. New mixed berry Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
Yarbrough has thrown 3 scoreless so far at the Rockies and has been given a 3-0 lead as Colorado comes up in the 5th. To tell you all about it, here is Dave Wills.
Thank you, Andy. And Ian Desmond will lead it off. And the first pitch to him is taken just outside for ball 1. He's been working quickly, throwing strikes. Really, really efficient to this point, too. Just his 33rd pitch. The 1-0 pitch. And that's Lowe. 2 balls, no strikes. But this is a key inning for him because he's now pitching with the lead. And you're looking for that, we like to call it the old shutdown inning. The 2-0 on its way. There's a swing, and he popped him up. Shallow right field. Austin Meadows coming in, looking up into the dark dome. Now moves to his right a little bit to make the catch. For out number 1.
You revolutionize your own opener with a Ryan Stanek bottle opener, courtesy of Republic Bank. All fans will receive one on Saturday, April the 20th, while supplies last, as the Rays host the Red Sox. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more info. Rays up.
You know, the new LED lights are really, really a lot brighter down in the field than the previous lights. I think they shed more light on the TV broadcast, and the fans can also see that while they're in attendance. Here's a swing and a miss by Chris Iannetta. They're a lot more efficient, too, obviously energy-wise, being that they're LEDs, but there's no light bleed. So back the old lights used to kind of bleed up a little bit to the dome. 0-1 pitch, check swing, and it's called a strike anyway, and it's 0-2. These don't. And so then the thought process was, well, let's maybe think about turning the dome a darker shade of blue so you might be able to pick out the baseball a little bit better. And they've tried it a couple of times, including after the game on Thursday, the season opener. The 0-2 pitch is high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. But the problem is that the lights that they are using to turn the dome blue are on the C and the D rings, and then it turns the ball blue when it gets up to that level.
It's the same lights, and it's shooting from underneath at the dome.
The 1-2 pitch bounced in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So it's not like you can just turn the dome a different color and, there's a bunch of LEDs into the fabric of the dome. It's the lights are coming from the rings, and they're pointing up, so they grab hold of the baseball.
It's beautiful to look at, but if you can't see the baseball,
it's a problem. Now the lefty ready to go, the 2-2 pitch. It's high, and the count has gone from 0-2 to 3-2. So it's still something they're working on, but, I just don't know how they're going to be able to accomplish it unless they're able to just take maybe some more lights off of the A ring and point him on top of the roof. The 3-2 pitch. There's a swing, and he popped him up in the shallow right. Coming in for it is Austin Meadows, and he makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. Got a close-up view, and Tom Ponzo and company back at our studios were telling us that Ryan Yarbrough, part of the delay a couple of innings ago is Yarbrough must have a nosebleed or something. He's got a little tissue tucked into his left nostril. And I don't know if he, again, it's part of how he got the nosebleed, if there's something going on there, but a little cut me Mick action. I don't know, but
that's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. But here's Mark Reynolds, who singled his first time and only time. There's a swing and a chopper toward third. Backing up on it is Daniel Robertson, but he gets it in foul territory for strike 1.
Well, you must have thought we're in Colorado, where you get that from the high altitude too, but it's kind of odd. They tell pitchers you got to control your breathing, but you can only breathe out of one side of his nose right now. It is, it's a pretty good sized tissue or whatever that's coming out. Never seen a pitcher deal with like this before.
Now the 1-2, and it's taken outside. So, right now he's getting the job done.
Tom says he's breathing out of his eyelids.
Now the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2.
Doesn't seem to be bothering him. He's pitching great at this point.
It could be. There's a lot of superstitions around the game of baseball, and if he pitches well, he might be pitching with a tissue in his nostril all the time.
Honestly.
3-0 Rays here in the top of the 5th. The pitch is a swing and a foul heading back toward us. So I'm sure our crack staff in the postgame will try to find out what's going on. There's no blood residue or anything in that nose, but he's got it stuffed up there. Now the 1-2, swing and a miss. He struck him out with a beautiful changeup. Reynolds out on strikes, and that'll do it for the Rockies in the 5th. A nice shutdown inning for Ryan Yarbrough.
Welcome to Slam Diego! For the first time in Major League history, a team has hit a grand slam in 4 consecutive games, and that team is the San Diego Padres.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
From had to buy every tool, Dan?
Honest question. Do you know what this does?
To making the most of his gym membership, Dan.
I'm here for moral support. You're doing great, Tammy.
The new City Custom Cash Card automatically adjusts to where your spending is trending.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction. I didn't want her to think for a single second that it had anything to do with how much I loved her, how beautiful I think she is, because it couldn't have been further from the truth. And what started as a conversation that I was super nervous to have ended up being one that I couldn't be more grateful that we did. It just unlocked a whole new level of trust and intimacy. Just be super open, super honest, and it's gonna be an amazing conversation.
At Loan Depot, we know home means everything. As America's lender and the official mortgage provider of Major League Baseball, we fund more than 30,000 home loans each month, saving you money and providing mortgage solutions that are personalized, convenient, and
value. That's the confidence of Kane's Furniture.
Hey guys, keep it locked here for your morning drive to work. Ronnie and T-Kraz on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
The Rays are up 3-0 on the Colorado Rockies as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Top of the order, third time through now against Meadows for the Rays.
Austin Meadows, who walked his last time up, takes a little bit low there for ball one. You think about the second time through the order for this Rays team. Some better contact, obviously some better at-bats, starting by the walk by Meadows. And you would just hope that trend continues here now that they're seeing him for a third time. The 2-0 pitch. Take it for a strike. It's 2-1.
Well, first time through, the only man to reach was Tommy Pham on the air. Last time through the order, 5 guys reached base.
And everybody made contact. Yeah. The 2-1, swing and a miss. He didn't there, and they count 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're 4 strikeouts to the first 9. None through the next 9. 3-0 Rays here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Game 1 of this 3-game series. The pitch, swing and a miss. That time he swung through an offering he thought he had. He just didn't get it, and that's out number 1 here in the 5th.
Show off your Rays pride with the Suncoast Credit Union Tampa Bay Rays credit card. Enjoy exclusive perks here at Tropicana Field, like discounted parking, food, and beverage. For complete details, visit raysbaseball.com/SuncoastCard. Membership required. Suncoast Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by NCUA.
So the one out here is Tommy Pham. And the first pitch to him here is grounded towards short. Should be easy. Trevor Story, he hasn't. Throws across him plenty of time, and Tommy's 0 for 3.
Hit at the Story all 3 times.
So 2 outs. Ji-Man Choi will be the batter. Tommy did reach on that error in the first inning, but that does not help extend his on-base streak, which somebody's going to have to sit down and really, really explain that to me one day. All right, you reach base, but it don't count. But if you score, that counts, which is part of why you try to reach base. Here's a fly ball to center, but right to Ian Desmond, and the Rays go quickly and quietly in the 5th. We go to the 6th. 3-0 Rays on the Rays Baseball Network.
Hey, Rays fans, the Morgan Auto Group is...
The Orioles take on the Rays today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Watch it for free on the MLB YouTube channel from your favorite devices. Catch the Orioles at the Rays live for free on youtube.com/MLB.
Go say hello.
Maybe later. Hi, I'm Steve. You're adorable.
You're hilarious.
You want to get married?
Are you serious? Yes.
Do you?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
You're married.
Oh, I'm pregnant. It's a boy!
I'm so happy.
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
Now, at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. Sign up now at healthcare.gov.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It's made with real fruit juice and is USDA certified organic. We're not full of hot air. New citrus Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
You asleep? Do we have enough life insurance?
Don't worry. Just go to ethoslife.com to get your personalized quote in seconds and apply online in minutes.
Hey, I just got my free quote from Ethos.
Get a free personalized quote at ethoslife.com.
Are you putting off getting life insurance? Are you concerned about leaving your family on
Those chips and a drink, all for only $5.99. Then try our hot sauce bar. Live outrageously. Tijuana Flats. Always keeping it fresh.
Hi, this is Austin Meadows. You're listening to Rays Baseball on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
Rays Baseball always live with MLB at Bat. Follow the action through game day. Watch video highlights, track stats, highlights, and standings. Breaking news and more. Download MLB at Bat now. It's your number 1 Rays.
So we go to the 6th. Garrett Hampson to lead things off. Corners up defensively for the Rays. And the first pitch to him clips the inside corner for strike one. He tried to bunt not only his way aboard, but also Mark Reynolds to second base. And Michael Perez was able to track it down and then threw it right into his back right before he got to first base. And open umpire Andy Fletcher called That's it out for being on the baseline and being hit by that throw. This is a pitch way outside, the count evening up at a ball and a strike.
Really changed things, too, because it put Reynolds back to first and Blackman into a double play, inning over in 2 pitches.
They were close to, they were going to have 2 on, nobody out
for the big boys.
1-1 pitch fouled back out of play. So that, a lot of things, and a lot of the things that they're doing for player safety. I mean, why wouldn't you think about them putting the bag in the outfield in foul territory like they do for softball? I know blasphemy says that some of the old school guys, the 1-2 pitch taken high, but I've never quite understood how a guy is supposed to get to first base and then step on the bag while not being in fair territory when he gets hit by a throw.
I know Johnny Bench used to do it regularly. Just peg him with a throw, make the umpire have to make the call.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wilmer Font warming down the right field line. The lone Ray now not to pitch yet. With Yarborough getting the job done so far.
Well, Rose should be good for tonight. Alvarado should be good for tonight.
The lefty ready to go. The 3-2 pitch leading off this 6th inning is popped up. Shallow right center. Brandon Lowe going out a couple of steps, looking up into the dome, and makes the catch for out number 1.
All these pop flies is just what Yarborough wants them to do. That's the kind of pitcher he is. They're a bit off balance. They think they got something to crush, and next thing you know, they're underneath of it.
So they're pretty much doing what the Rays were doing the first time through, and they've been doing it most of the game. So Mark Tompkins just been tweeting out, I'm sure you can find it on Neil's Twitter too, the Rays minor league rosters have been announced today. The first pitch on its way to Charlie Blackmon is in there for strike 1. Looking at the AAA roster, as you would expect, Jake Faria on that list, along with Emilio Pagan and Colin Poche and Hunter Wood.
All guys will probably see it sometime here this year.
Blackmon is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded into a 1-6-3 double play, and now just got hit by a pitch. And he is plunked by that pitch, and he'll go to first base with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Austin Pruitt on that list. Andrew Kittredge. Nate Lowe and Nick Solak, guys who did some nice things during the spring among the infielders. And then keep an eye on some of the guys that are on their injured list, including Brent Honeywell and Ian Jabot. I think those, and Joe McCarthy. Those are 3 guys you might want to keep an eye on. So with 1 out and 1 out, here's the first pitch to David Dahl, and he takes in there for strike 1.
Which is an interesting time of the game here. You got the right hand throwing Font in the bullpen. You got the back-to-back righty sluggers Arenado and Story next. Dahl's a big batter here for the lefty Yarborough to get.
The 0-1 pitch, infield looking to turn 2 outside. Looking at the Double-A roster, I'm looking. I'm seeing our pitchers. I don't see him. Infielders don't see him. I'm like, what's up? I thought Brendan McKay was going to Double-A. So the pitchers, he's not listed. Infielders, he's not listed. You go down all the way to the bottom. 2-way players, and there he is.
It was an April Fool's.
The 1-1. Swing, a looping line drive, and a left-handed fan coming on. He's going to have to play it at a bounce. Taking a wide turn at second, and stopping there is Blackmon. And so for the first time today, the Rockies have a couple of men aboard with only 1 out, and now the big boys are indeed coming up.
David Dahl hits in a great spot in the order with Arenado and Story behind him. He's a guy that had a rib issue in 17, which held him back. He had an illness at the start of 18, which held him back a little bit. And he is hitting every game so far this season. Here comes Kevin Cash, and it's going to be Font against the big power hitters of Arenado and Story. And Arenado's coming up as the tying run. And Font, who has a...
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field. And walk-off homer!
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID relief law, you can pay less with financial help. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. From doctor visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as July 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov.
With the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can earn 3% cash back on online shopping, making the essentials even more rewarding.
I was super nervous to have this conversation about experiencing erectile dysfunction.
Hi, this is Ryan Yarbrough. For the best race conversation, listen to Ron and Ian's weekday afternoons at 3 on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
This has suddenly become a very hot situation that Wilmer Font inherits for his 2019 debut. Font, who had kind of an up and down spring training after the season-ending right lat strain late June last year, and he was pitching very well. But Wilmer can give up the home run. I mean, last year, 44 innings, 12 home runs allowed, and he's coming in to face the top 2 home run hitters in the National League a year ago, Arenado with 38, Story with 37, and there are already 2 men on base, so a really tough situation here for Font. It's Blackman at second, Dahl at first, 3-0 Rays. Wilmer's got to be very good right out of the chute.
So here's Wilmer working from the stretch with 2 on and 1 out. Arenado today has singled and grounded to second base. Font from the third base side of the rubber, ready to go on the first pitch. Is low and away for ball 1. Well, you make the opening day roster. You sit through the first 4 games. You warm up once, but you don't get into the game. And now, first time you do get into the game is a situation that's rather toasty. 3-0 lead, but the tying run at the plate against one of the best players in the game. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a rocket fair down the third base line. This will roll toward the corner and score at least 1. Tommy Pham over to go get it. Around third and scoring is Blackman. David Dahl in the third base standing. And also pulling in the second base with an RBI double, Nolan Arenado. And it's a 3-1 ball game. And the Rockies now have runners at second and third with only 1 out.
Just a screamer off the bat of Arenado. I can't imagine he hits the ball much harder. Thigh high, hit the top half of the baseball. Just a loud ring off his bat. And now a base hit ties it up. Here comes Kyle Snyder up to talk to Font. Now first base is open with Story at the plate. We do have a left-hand batter in McMahon after that, but tight situation. That run charged to the record of Ryan Yarbrough.
You were talking earlier about the lineups from the last time these 2 teams played here at Tropicana Field, June 13, 2004. The Rays lineup, Carl Crawford led it off. Julio Lugo, Aubrey Huff, Jose Cruz, Toby Hall, who I saw across the street today. Got a chance to chat with him for a bit. Tino Martinez, Jeff Blum, who we just saw the last few days with the Astros, Robert Fick and Ray Sanchez, and Dewan Brazelton. It's amazing that team wasn't any better.
But they swept the Rockies. They won all 3 in that series.
Rockies lineup included Aaron Miles, Mark Sweeney, Todd Helton, Matt Holliday, Jeremy Burnitz, Luis Gonzalez, Charles Johnson, who later played for the Rays, Devil Rays, Denny Hocking, and Chu Freeman. Jeff Facero was the pitcher. 3 infielders are to the left of second base, and the first pitch to Trevor Story, and that one runs a little high for ball 1. I think Denny Hocking almost goes back to when I started the minor leagues in 91, 92. I think he was coming up through the Twins organization at that time. Rockies with 5 hits. They've out hit the Rays 5-3. Now the 1-0. Breaking ball, popped it up. Way up into the dome. First baseman Ji-Man Choi along the first base line. Now in foul territory. Makes the call, has the ball for out number 2. So Story pops out for the second out, and that'll bring up Ryan McMahon.
Well, you can breathe out a little bit, but not totally, because a single is all the Rockies need to likely tie this thing up. That's getting by a big hurdle in Trevor Story. And, Font tends to give up fly balls. So he got under it.
By the way, that was the first run. It is the first run allowed by the Rays bullpen this season. After 17 shutout innings. I guess I'd be okay if they gave up a run every 17 innings. I think I can live with that. Now time call is Michael Perez wants to go out and talk with Omar Font, make sure they're on the same page as going after Ryan McMahon. And then it was just one to take some time off of the clock because they want the lefty, it's like Jalen Beeks, to come in to face Ryan McMahon. So at least that's the case right now. We'll see if Bud Black counters. So that's going to be it for Wilmer Font. Jalen Beeks comes into the game. And
the Orioles take on the Rays today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Watch it for free on the MLB YouTube channel from your favorite devices. Catch the Orioles at the Rays live for free on youtube.com/MLB.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here. Walk-off homer.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID relief law, you can pay less with financial help. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. From doctor visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as July 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov.
For those who love peanut butter and those who want to get married to peanut butter, I now pronounce
for manager Bud Black. So it'll be Beeks against McMahon, who went 0 for 2 against Ryan Yarbrough. Yarbrough 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, so far 1 run, no walks, 3 Ks. Font faces 2 batters, gives up an inherited run. And responsible for Arenado at second. Dahl at third is still on Yarbrough's docket. 3-1 Rays in the 6th. Beeks trying to get Ryan McMahon.
So Jalen making his 3rd appearance. Left down, left here. Works from the third base side of the rubber as he checks the signs of Michael Perez. And now with runners leading at 2nd and 3rd. First pitch on its way to McMahon, and it's a little bit low for ball 1. As I mentioned earlier, I went over across the street to Ferg's to go visit with some of the folks who were here on a baseball night for the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. And as I was walking over there, I ran into a gentleman who said he just returned home from serving 6 months in Qatar. And he said, we kept him company. The 1-0 pitch, taken outside, 2 balls, no strikes. And after I thanked him for his service and welcomed him home, I said, hey, thanks for listening. I mean, you start to hear some stories about some guys and serving our country. We keep them, give them a little taste of home. Heard that a few times now. It's humbling. The 2-0 pitch. Swing, and he popped him up foul down the third base side, and that is going to get out of play as Daniel Robertson gives chase but runs out of real estate.
That's like in the real world. You and I just sit around and talk about it.
Well, as we say, we live in life's candy store. We get to talk about baseball for a living, and that's doing some of the heavy lifting, no doubt. But as we said, we thank you for your service, and we thank you for allowing us to keep you company. So McMahon, 2 balls and 1 strike to count to him. Infield playing him the pull, but no shift. And the pitch. Swing and a foul tip, and the count now leveling at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A little tight slider there against Ryan McMahon. Gets him to the brink. And even though that pitch worked well, Jalen didn't like that baseball. He threw it out.
So 2-2 the count. Infield back all the way. Again, Adames just to the left of the bag at second. Second baseman Brandon Lowe is in the outfield and right. The pitch outside. The count's going full to 3-2. And if you walk him, you got the right-handed hitting Ian Desmond coming up next. David Dahl leads at third base. Arenado does the same at second. He's the tying run. And there's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. He got McMahon to go chasing. He couldn't get it. And Jalen Beeks able to come back and get the punch out. And the Rays get out of the inning with the lead still. They give up one, but only one.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
And release.
I used to have a landlord who thought he could fix everything.
Here we go again.
He could not.
When you need to throw in the towel on renting, Rocket can.
You got any tape?
With the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can earn 3% cash back on online shopping, making the essentials even more rewarding.
If the peanut butter in a Reese's could talk to the chocolate, what would it say? You complete me. Should we start a podcast? Who does your ridges?
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with the healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right...
More, and you get one free taco. Chips and medium, fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Visit canestrikeout.com for more info.
Well, right now it's Brandon Lowe who is the difference in this game. His two-run home run back in the fourth inning. His first hit of the season. Got the Rays on the board. They have a 3-1 lead. The pitch is grounded back up toward the middle, ranging to his right. Second baseman Garrett Hampson can't get it. And it dribbles in the right center field for a base hit. So Brandon Lowe with his second hit of the night and of the season. He starts the sixth with a single.
Well, the way you posed the question to Kevin Cash before the game, it's completely come to fruition. Does he just need a hit or two to get going? And that's basically what Kevin said. And that's worked out just nicely. Opposite field homer. And a hard rolled single up the middle, and we'll see how long until Colorado's bullpen might get going here.
Here's Yandy Diaz. He walked this last time. Infield for the Rockies looking at turn two, and the pitch is taken at the knees for strike one. Yandy is grounded at third and walked. So the final numbers for Ryan Yarbrough were pretty good. 4 to third, 3 hits, 1 run. He's in line for the win, I would imagine. 0-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder back up toward the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Lowe to second, takes the turn, but up to it and getting it back in quickly is Ian Desmond. And so he stops at second base. First two batters reach here in the sixth. 2 on, nobody out for Kevin Kiermaier.
Something building for the Rays, and you can get into the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group of 50 to 85 in the private party area, located just steps from the Rays bullpen. To reserve the Papa John's bullpen box, email groupsales@raysbaseball.com or visit raysbaseball.com today. Limited dates remain. Stretching in the Rocky pen, nobody warming yet.
Things that make you go,
Yeah, 80 pitches for Dennis.
So here is Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier with a double down to left field his last time. Corners are up, expecting a bunt. He's swinging away and takes a strike over the outside edge for strike one. I don't see the Rays bunting here.
No. I love that the whole left side's open.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the third baseman Arenado in, angled toward the pitcher's mound. I mean, Kevin's a hacker and a slasher. He could shoot one through the left side. He's got a single and an RBI. The pitch. He drives one, though. Deep right field. Way back to the wall. Goodbye. Kevin Kiermaier with his first home run of 2019. He hits it into the seats in right field. It's a 3-run home run, and the Rays have opened this game up a bit. It's 6-1. Single, and then boom.
1 week ago today, he hit a monster homer in Clearwater against the Phillies. And this one equally a no-doubter. I mean, that's one of the longest homers he's ever hit here. Took the back of the stands and right.
That was properly struck, as there's a swing and a miss by Daniel Robertson for strike one.
And for the first time this year, the Rays have scored 6 runs. And with that 6th run of the game, we'd like to remind you that tomorrow you get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com and use the Papa John's mobile app with promo code RAYS6, locally owned and operated.
Daniel Robertson swings and fouls that breaking ball off, and he's behind on the count, 0-2. So, some celebrations in the stands as Robertson swings and slashes this one foul. And from what I'm understanding now, there's some celebrating at Dave's dugout. Just got a text that they're celebrating at Dave's dugout, and I'm not there.
It's quite an establishment.
But Liz is there with Trish and Tom, Denise and Barry, and Carson. And all I can hope is that they're happy that the Rays have a 6-1 lead and that they're using coasters. They better be using coasters. There's new Dave's dugout coasters, by the way. I got them for my birthday.
I haven't seen them yet.
The pitch is taken outside. They count 1-2.
If not, will it leave a ring?
Well, there's a lot of varnish on there. I put about 6 coats on there. You know,
you can't have too much of that.
No, you can't have. You have a nice little buffer between the wood and the drinks. The 1-2. There's a swing and a pop up off the end of the bat. Shallow right. Garrett Hampson going out. He's calling for it and gets underneath it to make the catch. Round number 1. So 1 out. Here's Michael Perez. Perez 0 for 2. No. Still a lot of baseball left to be played here tonight, but when you think about the Rays' victories over the Astros, all 2-run games, all kind of white knucklers. And one of the other things I was going to tell Kevin today was it'd be nice to mix in a bit of a laugher. As here's a pitch that missed inside for ball 1 to Michael Perez. But there's still some time left in this Astros offense, which is still trying to get on track. Have some guys who can hit it out of the ballpark if you're not careful. The 1-0 pitch grounded sharply, but right to the second baseman Hampson on one hop. He'll jog it over the first part of the way and then throw to take care of Perez, and that's out number 2. So 2 outs, and here's Willie. Willie still looking for his first hit. Willie 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and grounded a third. First pitch on its way is in there for strike 1. 6 runs now, 6 hits for the Rays. Made mention of it back in the top of this inning that the Rockies been out hitting the Rays. It's not the case anymore. There's a swing and a fly ball in the shallow center. Desmond coming on, and he can't make the catch. He has to play it on the big hop. And so Willie Adames throws his hands up in the air and finally gets his first hit of 2019. He's happy about that. The Rays keep the inning alive for Austin Meadows, and we'll see how much longer Chad Bettis is going to stay in the game. So 2 outs, and Austin Meadows was looking into that third base dugout expecting a move, but nothing to this point yet. 3 infielders shifting to the right side for Meadows as Bettis turns and throws to first. Quick throw and back in plenty of time is Willie Adames. DJ Johnson, right-handed pitcher, warming up, and now that's going to be it for Chad Bettis as Bud Black comes out of the third base dugout, makes the call to the bullpen, and it's going to be DJ Johnson who's going to take the place of Chad Bettis. So the Rays took a while, but they finally started to get to Bettis second, third time through the order. So he's out. DJ Johnson coming in. We'll tell you about him when we come back. It's the Rays 6, Colorado 1 on the Rays Baseball Network.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID relief law, you can pay less with financial help. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. From doctor visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as July 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
On my get back, cop a bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap dough.
This guy hits the ball.
With Andy Fried, I am Dave Wills, and we are inside Tropicana Field. So far, so good. The home team with a 6-1 lead over the Colorado Rockies. The Pope, Francis Lowe, is our engineer today. He's back. And back at our studios in Tampa, Florida today is Tom Ponzo and Derek Dubose. Rachel West, our booth concierge. And with Andy Fried, I'm Dave Wills. Again, the Rays with a 6-1 lead. DJ Johnson, you want to talk about a guy with perseverance. 2010 Gulf Coast League Rays. Pitched in 14 games, and the Rays let him go, and then he was signed by Arizona the next year. I mean, when you're let go after pitching in the Gulf Coast League, you start thinking, I have to start thinking about another job. And then bounced around again, was with Arizona for a while in 11, went to Minnesota in 14 after missing all of 13 with an arm injury. The right hitter from the belt. Yeah, to throw the first runner back. And then signed by Minnesota in 14, signed by Miami as a minor league free agent in 16. Colorado then signed him as a minor league free agent in 16, and then after spending all of 2017 in Hartford, what's the name of the Hartford team? The Yard Goats. Finally got to the big leagues last year. Pitched in 7 games. There's a pitch called the strike, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
And was on the postseason roster.
Should be on the all-beard team. Yeah, pretty impressive beard.
Yeah, but his teammate Charlie Blackmon might outbeard him. Just in the own house.
It could be an alternate. So 1-1 the count. 2 outs. 3 more runs in for the Rays here in the 6th. The pitch. Breaking ball grounded to right into the shift to the second baseman Hampson. He throws to first in time. That'll be hit for Austin Meadows, and the Rays are have to settle for just 3 here in the 6th. But they've opened it up a little bit. The 7th inning we go. 6-1 Rays on the Rays Baseball Network.
When it's time to play ball in Tampa Bay, it's time to stay refreshed the Rays way with Southwest Florida's own Tervis tumblers.
Howdy, y'all.
Good.
I don't care what our record is. It's all about believing that everything's going to work out in the end. Has a team not like us ever won the whole chimichanga? Not for 40 years. Oh! Coming through here, that's fine, yeah. Like Dukes of Hazzards. Y'all probably call it the Earls of Risk over here.
I'm in safe hands with you.
Watching some good friends scream. Let's get away from the bad mojo. Have some fun.
So, what do you think?
It's nice.
I'm gonna think about it.
Oh, someone just made an offer.
What? Can I count it?
Oh, it's been accepted.
Coming through.
Movers.
Wait, what's up? Coming through. There we go. Okay, pool's going in back here. Did you just say the pool?
Infinity pool, yeah.
We struck oil. This place is a gold mine. What?
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
With the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can earn 3% cash back on online shopping, making the essentials even more rewarding.
Finding local pros takes forever. Thumbtack fixed that. It's the app that finds people faster. People to teach your kid ballet or fix your kitchen cabinets. The people who make you smile, who can cook for a party of 50 and make them dance.
Treats for the whole family. Mr. Softy, not just the best, but the very best.
This is Daniel Robertson. Catch the best race talk with Ronnie and T-Crash on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
Well, we go to the seventh inning. Rays with a 6-1 lead to take over the play-by-play. For a couple, once again, here's Andy.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. And with a first pitch strike to Ian Desmond. This game not over by any means, but all those games against Houston were so tight and tense that the 3-run homer by Kiermaier does let you to sit back a little bit. If you're a Rays fan, and enjoy a 5-run lead heading for the later inning. Swinging a ground ball by Desmond right to the shortstop. Adames sets his legs, throws to first, and there's one out in the seventh.
Rays Rookies Kids Club, presented by Outback Steakhouse, has returned for the 2019 season. For just $10, kids will receive a ticket to every Sunday home game, a Rays snapback hat, exclusive offers, and a ticket to a Tampa Bay Rowdies home match. Sign up now at RaysBaseball.com/Rays Rookies. That's a heck of a deal.
It really is. One out, nobody on in the seventh, and to the top of the, and not the top of the order, but up comes Chris Iannetta, the seventh place hitter in the order. Grounded to short and fly to right, 0 for 2. And Beeks pitches, and that one's punched foul back to the screen to the right side. It's 0-1. Veteran Iannetta in his second tour of duty with Colorado. And, you know, the Rockies catchers did not hit well last year. Combined, their catchers hit .207, which was 13th out of 15 teams in the National League. Iannetta fouls this one straight back out of play. It is 0-2. Tony Walters hit a .170. We'll probably see him one of the games maybe Wednesday in this series. I think, too, that the half their games is such a hitter-friendly environment that stands out, especially when they're usually hitting down in the order right in front of the pitcher. Iannetta takes outside from Beeks, and it's 1-2. Chris Iannetta with Mark Reynolds on deck, and it's got to feel, I guess, good in a sense for the National League teams when they come to American League parks and can add another hitter and the pitchers don't have to hit. Iannetta takes down and in from Beeks. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. I know when we played in the World Series in 2008, it felt like it really gave the Phillies an advantage. But of course, we play interleague every year. This is the earliest the Rays have ever played an interleague game, April the 1st. 2-2. Beeks throws, breaking ball low. Full count, 3-2. Last year, the Rays played some early interleague, but not this early. Season started March 29th a year ago. Rays had the Phillies in here early last year. 3-2 the count. That was in mid-April. Now the pitch from Beeks, and it's high. From 1-2, he allows Iannetta to get away. Not at all what he wanted to do. A runner at first with 1 out. It'll bring up Mark Reynolds. The earliest the Rays have ever played an interleague game was in 2015 when they were in Miami, as early as April the 10th. But the season last couple of years has crept up a little bit, which has meant a little earlier spring training, a little earlier opening day. Here's the first pitch to Reynolds at the knees, a called strike. We were talking about his career early on, and the fact that he signed as a minor league free agent with these Rockies, and he ended up being one of the final additions. Beat out Pat Valleca for the final roster spot. But Valleca is here because of the injury to Daniel Murphy. There's a pitch outside from Beeks. 1-1 strike. But Reynolds well traveled, and not just within one league. I mean, he's gone back and forth between the American and National League. Came up with Arizona, that 44 home run year. And there's a towering fly ball up into the dome. Shallow left. Willie Adames out near the left field foul line. Backpedals, makes the catch, 2 down. So Mark Reynolds can still get under a baseball. 2-out runner at first, 6-1 Rays in the 7th. And it leaves it for Garrett Hampson. Hampson playing second base today, and as we have touched on, the Rockies already had a change at this spot in the order because of DJ LeMahieu no longer with the Rockies, signing the 2-year deal with the Yanks. So they moved Ryan McMahon from second base to first base because of Murphy's injury, which creates a spot for a guy like Hampson. There's a strike on the inside portion of the knees, right-hand batter, and he's now behind 0-1. So 1 strike to count. Hampson has laid down a bunt and ran inside the baseline. And was called out. There's a swing and a foul straight back, and it is 0-2. A key play in this game because Blackman didn't do a double play. It was the end of the inning. The Rays got the offense going soon thereafter. He's also popped out to second base his other time up. Hampson, 24 years of age. Beeks to the stretch on the third base side of the rubber. Ready and throws. Leaned back up and in, 1-2. One of the top prospects, if not the top prospect for the Rockies, is also a middle infielder by the name of Brendan Rodgers with AAA right now. And then Hampson, same sort of player, second base shortstop type, but in the big leagues. 1-2. Down the hill comes Beeks. High drive, left center field, but not all that deep. Tommy Pham drifting over to his left into the alley to put it away and retire the side. And Jalen Beeks allowed Iannetta from 1-2 to get aboard on a walk, but nothing after that. 7th inning stretch time on a Monday night in San.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
I've been on my get back, copper bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap dough. Oh no!
Go say hello. Maybe later.
Hi, I'm Steve. You're adorable.
You're hilarious.
You want to get married?
Are you serious? Yes.
Do you?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
You're married.
Oh, I'm pregnant. It's a boy!
I'm so happy.
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
Geico made it so easy to bundle my home and auto insurance that I thought, how can I make it easy to get my daughter to eat her veggies? So I hired an MLB food vendor.
Would you like some hot broccoli?
No, thank you.
Geico, proud partner of MLB.
Every morning at 4:30, you hear the cooks hop on the floor. It's hard times in the mill, my love. Hard times in the mill. Every morning right at 6. Don't that...
Users are charged once the credit is spent or it expires. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Hi, this is Tommy Pham. You're listening to Rays Baseball on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
7th inning stretch is brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Aussie rules. Rays right now ruling on the scoreboard, lead at 6-1. It'll be Tommy Pham, Ji-Man Choi, and then Brandon Lowe for the Rays, trying to add to their lead. And for Tommy Pham, even though he did reach base back in the first inning, it was on an error, so that does not count as far as extending his on-base streak. So he's looking for somehow, some way to get on base other than an error here.
Might be his last chance of the night. We'll see. As DJ Johnson Pitches to him. Yeah, there's a strike called. Tommy not only has been on base for those 36 straight games, but you go back to last year also. Of course, that's where this streak started. Tommy's been on base 41 out of 43 games. The stretch from Johnson, and he pitches inside. I believe that the streak continues only by hit, walk, or hit by pitch. We were discussing it earlier that even though he reached on the air, that does not, in official parlance, add to that streak. The slider is taken low, 2-1.
Stupid.
He hates that one. 2-1. Pham has all 3 times hit it to Trevor Story at shortstop. Still officially 0 for 3, even though he reached on the air. He reached, but he didn't reach. 2-1. Choi on deck, and then Brandon Lowe. That pitch to Pham, low and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Rockies do have a pretty darn good bullpen. Jake McGee and Wade Davis, the buddies for the Rays. Now buddies once again in Denver. Mike Dunn, veteran reliever from the left side. Sanjuan from the right side. Pham takes strike 2 on the outside portion, 3-2. Brian Shaw, the longtime Indian, a member of their bullpen for the 2nd year. Scott Oberg, who we got a chance to see down the stretch for the Rockies into the postseason. 3-2 the count. So Bud Black has some real weapons out there. Here comes to Pham. He walked him, and the streak is officially alive. 37 consecutive games. Tommy Pham has now reached base, 2nd highest in Rays franchise history.
That shows you again what Tommy Pham was all about. Some guys would get a little jumpy after, not having reached base yet in their final at bat, possibly their final at bat. Maybe do a little chasing, but he did not. He took the pitch. It was a ball. He gets aboard, and now the Rays have a chance to add on. But congratulations to Tommy Pham. Now moves into 2nd place as far as most consecutive games reaching base.
Move over, Ben Grieve. He's got throw to first, and back goes Tommy Pham. So only Johnny Damon during that 2011 season reaching base in 39 straight. This is also the longest active streak going in Big League Baseball, 37 in a row. Whit Merrifield of the Royals has been on in 23 in a row. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard, there is a no-hitter alert going on in Toronto for like the 3rd time already this season. David Hess and the Orioles no-hitting the Blue Jays. It's 6-0 Baltimore in the bottom of the 7th at Rogers Center. Ji-Man Choi looks at a pitch strike on the outside from Johnson. It's 0-1. Orioles, somewhat surprisingly, taking 2 of 3 in New York and having a good time in Toronto tonight. That game in New York yesterday, they were there a long time because they delayed it about 3 hours. Didn't get done till like 20 of 8 at night. 0-1 the count to Choi, who takes fastball up and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, but Orioles held on for that win. They've gone to Toronto. They're off the flying start up there, and the Birds trying to go to 4-1 or 3-1. Pardon. Well, the Yankees, the team they beat over the weekend, they're leading Detroit 3-1 in the last half of the 8th inning in New York. Choi awaits a 1-1. Nope, throw to first, and back in there goes to Pham. And the Tigers have only 2 hits, and it looks to be a chilly night in the Bronx. In the American League games, the Astros and the Rangers are tied at 1. Astros licking their wounds leaving town. Drew Smyly pitching for the Rangers, the former Ray. Again, it's a 1-1 tie in the 4th. Here's a swing and a line drive, base hit up the middle. A smash by Choi, with Pham advancing to 2nd. 2 on and none out for the Rays, and they're poised for another healthy inning. Out west tonight, Boston will be at Oakland in the middle of the Red Sox season opening 11-game Western swing. And that'll be David Price and Aaron Brooks at 10:07 Eastern. The Angels against the 5-1 Seattle Mariners. King Felix is going to make his first start in Seattle. 10-10 first pitch. Here goes Brandon Lowe, and he's broken out tonight. And he takes inside 1-0 after striking out his first time, beginning of the year 0 for his first 10 with 6 strikeouts. He had a home run, a 2-run shot to left to give the Rays the lead, and then he singled up the middle and scored in the Kiermaier homer in the 6th. And the Rockies will get their bullpen going once more. Lowe fouls it away high in the air and into the upper deck off third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Games going on in the National League. The Reds and the Brewers are tied at 3. Christian Yelich is not home. He's 0 for 3 so far. Getting a note from Rachel that the Orioles took out Hess with the no-hitter intact. Pedro Araujo is now on. Lowe swings over top of that. Breaking ball from DJ Johnson. It's 1-2. So it's still 6-0 Orioles, but it'll have to be a combined no-hit. Well, they've no-hit him through 6. And there's 1 out in the 7th with a new pitcher in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon Lowe. Pham at second, Choi at first. Nobody out in the 7th of the Rays, leading at 6-1. Infield is shifted 3 men to the right of second base. Jake McGee starting to warm up for Colorado down the left field line. The pitch to Lowe bounced by first and fell. Some of the other games in the National League. The Mets taking 2 of 3 in D.C. They're tied at 3 with the Marlins over in Miami. They're at 7th stretch time. The Braves, who got swept in Philadelphia, their home opener there, hammering the Cubs 7-0.
Trying to see the Cubs. How many runs have the Cubs given up so far this season?
Yeah. Wow, half swing, and he went through. Strike 3. Brandon Lowe has struck out for the first out of the 7th inning. Yandy Diaz. They barely made it out of Texas with 1 win.
That's 30 runs allowed for the Cubs, and this being their 4th game. They'd given up 23 in the previous 3 games and 7 more, so 30 runs, and they're not even through their 4th game yet.
Wow. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Braves.
Yep, it was Hickman's fault.
Yeah, of course. Yandy Diaz takes breaking ball that leaned them back up and in. It's 1-0. Out west also tonight, the Diamondbacks are at San Diego. The Padres taking 3 of 4 from San Francisco to begin the season. And those 1-3 Giants are in L.A. against the 3-1 Dodgers. Diaz late on that pitch from Johnson, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Giants offense not doing anything so far. We go there next. Evan Longoria does have a home run for San Francisco. They scored their first run in the 9th inning of their 2nd game, and it was on an Evans solo homer. Then he fouled a ball off his leg, and it's questionable, but I believe he's in the lineup tonight for San Francisco. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a breaking ball from Johnson, low and away. Finals. Cardinals coming back with 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and 1 in the 11th, and beating the Pirates 6-5 in Pittsburgh's rather deflating home opener in Pittsburgh. 2-1 the count to Diaz with 2 on and 1 away. He takes inside 3-1. And in the Indians home opener, saw the White Sox jump out to a 3-1 lead in the 8th with 3 runs in the 8th, and then give them all back and then some to Cleveland. 4-run 8th for the Indians, and they beat the White Sox 5-3. And we'll keep an eye on everything going on, in particular that no-hit bid. And it's over already. Here's a pitch too high. 3-1 to Yandy Diaz. Ball 4 to Yandy Diaz. And Bud Black is going to go get DJ Johnson. So while the Orioles will not no-hit the Blue Jays today, the Rays are trying to blow up the Rockies. The bases are loaded with only 1 out, and Jake McGee is coming on to face Kevin Kiermaier here in the 7th inning. It's Rays 6, Rockies 1. Stay tuned for more play-by-play when we get back after this on the Rays Radio Network.
In collaboration with USF Health and private practice physicians, Tampa General is the region's first and only hospital to be named one of America's best by U.S. News and World Report in 6 specialties: diabetes and endocrinology, gastroenterology, and
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded, and the pitch. Deep to right field, and out of here! Walk-off homer!
The Orioles take on the Rays today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Watch it for free on the MLB YouTube channel from your favorite devices. Catch the Orioles at the Rays live for free on youtube.com/MLB.
New Kingsford pellets. 100% pure hardwood. 100% look at that. Introducing Kingsford 100% pure maple wood pellets.
What do you call a crunch wrap with double the seasoned beef, a crunchy taco, and a large drink for just $5? Dunno, but it better be grand. Or grande. It's the $5 Grande Crunch Wrap Meal, only at Taco Bell.
Introducing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. It has 0 grams of sugar and is USDA certified organic. Anything else is just built on sand. New Peach Pear Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes.
What does your perfect home look like? Thanks to Society.
His team somewhat in it. They're down a handful. And left on left against Kevin Kiermaier, a base hit could really, really give the Rays some breathing room. And they have not had a lot of breathing room in their games yet this year.
No, they haven't. That 3-run homer that Kiermaier hit earlier allowed us to breathe a little easier, but it's a tough matchup. The hard-throwing lefty McGee against Kiermaier. Also with a double and a grab the second, so 2 for 3. Big night for KK. They were teammates as Rays. And the first pitch to him, swung on and missed. You know, McGee, there was always questions of, well, why didn't he have a secondary pitch? You know, he worked on a slider. He had a breaking ball for a while, kind of a slower curve that he'd break out every once in a while. And spring training again this year, he's working on the slider, but come the real action against Miami, he threw mostly fastballs. 0-1. The next one, taken, going outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not 97-98 like he used to be. Now more 94-95, but still enough feeling to get the job done if he's putting it where he wants it.
Jacob's always a terrific guy to talk to. He did a lot of hospital visits. He was involved in the Tampa Pediatric Cancer Foundation. Really involved himself in the community here in Tampa Bay while he was here. And here's a swing and a foul down the left field line and out of play. That's 1-2. But those big square shoulders for Jake McGee, always noticeable. And that fastball, which had such carry to it, such tremendous ride at the top of the zone, that I always thought, too, that he was such a great weapon against right-handed hitters. He was one of the first guys that really began to take notice of, boy, elevated heat can be incredibly effective. He worked in a lot of high-pressure innings. As Kevin Cash said before the game, he always wanted the ball. 1-2. The pitch to Kiermaier is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You know, he could have gone to UNLV on the baseball scholarship, but he ended up signing with the Rays after being drafted in 2004. He had early Tommy John surgery during his Rays life, but worked his way back and got to the big leagues by 2010. And he pitched in 69 games, 71, 73, 19 saves in 2014. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's Pham, Choi, and Diaz aboard. The 2-2 pitch to Kiermaier. There's a towering drive, straightaway center. It's deep, but not deep enough to get out. Just shy of the track, Desmond. Under it, makes the catch. Tagging at third. Heading for home is Tommy Pham to score, and Ji-Man Choi makes it to third. That's a productive out by Kevin Kiermaier. And the Rays have a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, just missed it. And as we've known, this is not a ballpark where you can just miss it and it's going to go out, especially if you go center field. And it was deep enough to get a run in, a run over, and the Rays' lead is now a half dozen. Kevin Kiermaier with his 4th run batted in today.
You know, what I like seeing also is that even though that ball was hit very very much deep enough for Pham. He could have jogged home, but he didn't. He ran hard from third to home, ensuring that if anything happened with G-Mon trying to go second or third, he'd get in. And it's first and third with 2 out for Daniel Robertson, who looks at a strike. It's 0-1.
Tommy Pham, I think, has only one level of intensity and one level of hustle. That's it.
Love it.
What you have to do. I mean, it's one of the reasons why we were talking about it yesterday with Brian Anderson. We were hoping to do Neil's show. Was that, with him on the team, I don't think he's going to let the young guys kind of just take the foot off the pedal.
0-1 the count. And a fastball high outside, 1-1. The difference one guy can make when you're a star on that team. You always think of like that 88 Dodgers team. Kirk Gibson got to town in spring training at Vero, and all the goofiness stopped. I'm not saying that needed to happen with the Rays, but there's something about one of your lead guys there pushing it like that. It doesn't allow anyone else to be anything but that. It's a swing and a miss by Robertson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Daniel has his first RBI of the year today, but he is 0 for 3. A productive out in the second. Got home the third run. 7-1. Rays lead, as they have scored in 3 different innings now. After their first time through the lineup was rather futile against Chad Bettis. 1-2. McGee to the plate. Just outside with a fastball, 96. And it's 2-2. Dave, it was Kevin Jepsen, I think, when he was with the Rays, part of that really good bullpen for the Rays. Boxberger, McGee, and Jepsen. He said that even, he knew, he goes way back with McGee, and he said even just playing catch with Jake was an uncomfortable game of catch because the ball had such life to it. There's a swing and a miss. Robertson retired. The Rays get bases loaded, 1 out, and do get 1 home, but they strand 2. How about a 4 RBI night for Kevin Kiermaier? We're done with 7. We go to the 8th. It's Rays.
The Orioles take on the Rays today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Watch it for free on the MLB YouTube channel from your favorite devices. Catch the Orioles at the Rays live for free on youtube.com/MLB.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here. Walk-off homer.
At some point in their life, 52% of all men will experience erectile dysfunction. But most of them never get treated. Now there's Roman, the digital health clinic for men. With Roman, you can get genuine medication prescribed by a U.S. licensed physician, all from the comfort of your home. If medication is right for you, Roman delivers it with free 2-day shipping and in discreet packaging. Get started with a free online visit today at GetRoman.com/MLB.
So, what do you think?
It's nice. I'm gonna think about it.
Oh, someone just made an offer.
What? Can I count it?
Oh, it's been accepted.
Coming through.
Movers.
Wait, what's happening? Coming through. There we go. Okay, pool's going in back here. Did he just say the pool?
Infinity pool, yeah.
We struck oil. This place is a gold mine. What?
Blockfolio by FTX. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more. Download now.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov.
Find your fresh at Pacific Counter.
Geico presents 2 truths and a lie. 1. Geico could help you save 15% or more on car insurance. 2. The first cheesemakers were entrepreneurial mountain goats. And 3. It's easy to switch at geico.com. You could save hundreds. Goat cheese.
Hey, this is Matt Quattrero. Rays Baseball continues now on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620, your home of the Rays.
Kids can prep like the pros with a set of Daniel Robertson wristbands, courtesy of Moffitt Cancer Center fans. 14 and under will receive the wristbands while supplies last. The Rays close their first series against the Red Sox on Sunday, April the 21st. Visit RaysBaseball.com/promotions for more information. New pitcher for the Rays, Jose Alvarado, is on to start the 8th inning with the Rays right now leading it by a score of 7-1.
Yeah, the Rays, I'm sure, really don't want to have Alvarado get all, stretched out and have one of those big innings here because, he's facing some tough hitters. But the Rays have a 7-1 lead for one of your highest leverage relievers coming on. And his first pitch to Charlie Blackmon is too low, 1-0. You got back-to-back lefties in Blackmon and Dahl, and the righties in Arenado and Story. 1 ball, no strikes. He pauses and deals. Broken bat roller to third. Waiting for it. Robertson on a knee-high hop. Throws to first. Oh, that bat exploded out of the hands of Charlie Blackmon. So one away. It'll bring up David Dahl.
Attention media, tonight's attendance 10,860.
All right, here is Dahl, who was struck out swinging against Stanek and then singled twice, once to right center, once to left. Now, the winning pitcher tonight would be Yarbrough if this score holds. And, you know, it's really one of those things about the opener that it's the starting pitcher has to go 5 to qualify for the win. And this is how Yarbrough got a lot of wins last year, is that coming on and eating up the rest of the first half of that game. And the Rays get some offense, and he's lined for the victory. First pitch strike to Dahl from Alvarado, 0-1. Bettis would be on the hook. Rays lead 7-1 in the 8th. Alvarado to the stretch and pitches. Tapped foul back of the plate, and Alvarado was jumped ahead 0-2. Tomorrow, what a battle of young left-handers. I mean, Blake Snell and Kyle Freeland. Freeland got the win in the opener in Miami, and Blake Snell got the loss in the opener here. 6:30 with Neal in the pregame show, and a 7:10 first pitch tomorrow night. One of the great matchups in baseball tomorrow. 0-2. Dahl swings and misses, and Alvarado just ate him up. 2 out and nobody on. It'll leave it for Nolan Arenado, and that is 8 strikeouts now for Rays pitching. 2 more, you get 1 free taco, chips, and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Visit canestrikeout.com for more info. 2 out, bases empty. We'll leave it for Arenado. And Arenado is 2 for 3. He's knocked in the only Colorado run with a double, driving in Blackmon in the 6th. He had grounded to second, and he had singled in the 1st. 7-1 Rays, 2 out in the 8th. And Alvarado's pitch is too low to the right-hand slugging Arenado, 1-0. It's interesting to see McGee, who at one point in time kind of was what Alvarado is now to the staff. High leverage reliever that can get both lefties and righties out. And a real hard throw. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a swing and a miss. Boy, that one came up at 100 in park, which means it probably was more like 101 with some sink. My goodness. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, it's not like any of these Colorado hitters have ever seen Alvarado either. So, who was it that told us last year? He goes, one of the opposing teams announcer said, "Boy, that Alvarado, what a beast!" And he is. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Another sinking fastball in the high 90s. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's 4 outs away from going to 4-1 on the year and having the best start in the history of the franchise. Rays offense breaking loose tonight for 7 runs. But there's still 4 outs to go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alvarado to the stretch. Infield spread way out. And the pitch. Fouled away to the right side at one of the screen, and it stays 1-2.
A defensive hack right there by Arenado just to stay alive. And 99 with sink, and he still gets a piece of it.
It's amazing. You could have hand-eye coordination that fast. And even, I mean, they showed a really great up-top view from the top of the dome. When he made contact, I mean, that ball was behind home plate. Just barely. Emergency hack. 1-2 to the All-Star Arenado. And here comes Alvarado to the plate. Too low with a breaking ball. And it's 2-2. 10 pitches, right around where they'd want him. If he can get this last out here. And then it would leave it, I'm sure they won't use Castillo. And I don't think they want Alvarado for 2s. So it would be either Kolarek or Rowe in the 9th. I could actually see them going either way. 2-2 the count. Trevor Story is on deck. Long look in for Alvarado, bent into the waist. Now he's ready to go. Shrug of the shoulders. The pitch on the way. Making the ball low. And That'll fill her up at 3-2. We told you about tomorrow's matchup. How about Wednesday also with Charlie Morton against German Marquez, a former Ray minor leaguer who got as high as reaching the Stone Crabs a couple of years back. A teammate of Blake Snell and Jake Correa when they were in A-ball. Wednesday, don't forget, it's a day game with a 1:10 first pitch, as Morton looks to win his second in a row with his new team. Full count, 3-2 to Arenado. Alvarado ready to go, the big deep breath. And the pitch. Line drive, left center field. Kiermaier on the run. It's dying in a hurry, and he has to play back. It's a base hit. Jumps up to get it. Arenado thought about going for 2, and then remembered who's out there. And Arenado, behind 1 and 2, fought like the Dickens to stay alive, and ends up getting a base hit into center field. What a hit. He'd be fun to watch every day, I know that. You know, he pretty much squared that thing up. I mean, he didn't hit it extremely hard, but the more pitches he saw from Alvarado, the closer he was getting. So Arenado at first on a 3-hit day. Half the offense for Colorado, and up comes Trevor Story, who's been very quiet tonight. 2 swinging strikeouts and a foul to first. And here's Alvarado ready and pitching. Swing and a miss by Story. It's 0-1. When we go to San Francisco, it would be lined up to be Glasnow in the first game, and then opener with Yanni Chirinos, I'm sure, in the mix, probably for Saturday against Bruce Bochy's bunch. You know, Friday is the Giants' home opener, and the Rays will be there for it. The 0-1 pitch, one outside, 1-1. Sure to be a celebratory day out there in that great ballpark where the Rays haven't played since 2004. Very much looking to see that place for the first time. We also haven't seen San Diego since 2004, and we'll be there late in the summertime this year. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Story. And that pitch swung on it, foul, got a piece out of Michael Perez. And
I think you just heard every male in this building go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mark Vincent's going out to see him along with Kevin Cash. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, pretty clear. Got him there. And Cash into his own catcher squat, as is Mark Vincent and Michael Perez, the catcher. And he's got his mitt over his face, grimacing in agony.
And TV has yet to show a replay, and I think we all know why.
I'm okay if they don't. I really am. Kevin Cash stands up, and so does Perez and Mark Vincent, the trainer. And
Vinny's a happy man. He's a Virginia guy, and Virginia made it in the Final Four.
How about that? He should carve something out of wood just for them.
Probably already did.
That's his specialty. He's a woodsman. All right, Perez says something to Story as if to say, okay, I'm ready to go. The Rays lead the game 7-1 here in the 8th, with Arenado at first and 2 down. Story standing in against Alvarado will be his 16th pitch. And the Rays trying to get to the finish line. And this will be a real winning streak, a 4-gamer, if they can get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They're certainly in position to. Alvarado on top, and he deals. Lowe and inside with a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
One of the early reports on Miguel Andujar, who was put on the DL with a sore shoulder, they're saying he might have a small labrum tear.
Oh boy,
and that could be bad. That could be an extended stint on the injured list.
They put Giancarlo Stanton on the IL today also. Yankees' list of injured players is growing. 2-2 the count to Trevor Story. Alvarado's pitch. He's high. And it is 3-2. Second straight hitter. He's gone from 1-2 to a full count.
Yeah, you don't like seeing that, especially when you're working with a 6-run lead. I'd rather see. I think right now Alvarado's going for the strikeout as opposed to going for the out.
Looks like it.
And what it's doing is, in addition to allowing these hitters to see more pitches, which isn't necessarily a great thing for these hitters because he throws so hard, but it's just kicking up his pitch count. Kevin probably would have liked to have been able to get him out of here in the 13 to 15 pitch range, and now this will be the 18th pitch of the inning coming up.
Got the first two outs quickly, but Arenado and Story have slowed him down. Arenado will be running with Choi off the bag. And a 3-2 pitch. Strike three called on the inside, and Story doesn't like it. He had taken off the helmet, was ready to go to first. Looked like it was down and in, and Alvarado gets through the eighth. All Rays so far. We go to the bottom of the eighth.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here. Walk-off homer.
From good things she bought extra, Rashida.
This one's a goner.
To always needs to end on a zero, Rashida.
Okay, you totally distracted me. That's not fair. What?
The new City Custom Cash Card automatically adjusts to where your spending is trending.
Wendy's serves fresh, never frozen beef on every hamburger. That's why our Dave Single is so hot and juicy. But what if that Dave Single was buy one, get one for $1? And all these faves were too. Get any of these faves BOGO $1 only at Wendy's.
Singing or speaking. Reason or fun. Daring or thoughtful. Sensitive or strong. Progress isn't either or. Progress is everything.
At Jiffy Lube, it's our job to keep you moving. With a full range of services from oil changes and tire rotations.
Fan Line on our post-game shows. Spectrum Fan Line, Spectrum Mobile, the best network, the best devices, the best value. Get Spectrum Mobile today at SpectrumMobile.com. Again, Rays up 7-1 as we move to the home eighth. Here's Dave and Andy.
All right, Neil, thank you very much. And if you love the Tampa Bay Rays, show it. Get an official Rays credit card and debit card available only at Suncoast Credit Union. Visit SuncoastCreditUnion.com/Rays right now for more information. Hey, it must be pretty important if Jim Prevotera is coming by during a home game.
I like when we have security
social
right
visits.
Here in the booth.
Nice.
And social. That is true. Michael Perez leads off against Jake McGee into the bottom of the eighth. 7-1 Rays. And a first pitch strike. The strikeout that Alvarado got on Story is the 9th by the Rays. One more. It's all they need. You get one free taco chips and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Visit CaneStrikeout.com for more information. Perez takes McGee's breaking ball low and outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Rays, who scored 3 runs in the 4th, 3 more in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. And it has seemed, more than seemed, it's been that the Rays have had an answer during the few times that opposing teams have scored in this homestand. There's a swing and a miss by Perez, 1 and 2. Rays answer the Astros a couple of times, in fact, and they've come back today. And after the Rockies got the 1 run in the 6th, I mean, the 6th inning was the pivotal inning in the game tonight. Colorado had a couple of men on. They had Arenado and Story coming up, and Font and Beeks were able to get through it. And then the Rays with that 3-run homer by Kiermaier just. Perez swings and misses, and McGee records the strikeout with his fastball. And there's 1 gone in the Rays' 8th.
Well, just look real quick. Out of 27 innings that we played against the Astros scored in 5 of them. 3 of them came in the first. 3 of those innings came in the first game. They only scored in 1 inning in each of the next 2 games. And then today, so far, Rockies only a run in 1 inning. I mean, the Rays really have limited the damage.
Rather impressive. Rays pitching, and here is the first one to Willie Adames. It's a strike. You know, yesterday the Rays won 3-1. They had won on Saturday 3-1 also. Last year, when the Rays scored 3 runs or fewer, they were 18 wins and 54 losses. A lot of that was early in the year. Pitch up and in to Willie Adames. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Willie has his first hit of the year today, a bloop to center. He's 1 for 3 overall. Now McGee kicks and throws. Swung on and missed with a high fastball, and that's what I remember Jake doing as a Ray. And we saw him hit 100 with the Rays. 98 and 99 routinely. 1-2, the count to Adames. Austin Meadows on deck. 7-1 Rays. Out of hitting Colorado 8-6 as well. McGee deals just outside with that fastball at 95. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rays going through the lineup 4 times against Rockies pitching. Chad Bettis giving up 6 runs on 7 hits over 5 2/3. Here's McGee pitching, and Adames takes strike 3. That was in the heart of the plate. And Willie watched it go by. It's 3 straight strikeouts for McGee. 2 out, nobody on. And back to the top of the order, Austin Meadows. Quick look at some of the games that have gone final on the Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. Yankees beat the Tigers 3-1. Gary Sanchez with a home run, and Brett Gardner also. Domingo Germán got the win over Tyson Ross, and Aroldis Chapman did get the save. And is there an injury visit to the mound? It looks like it. Manager, pitching coach, and trainer, and home plate umpire, along with most of the infield, coming out to see what's going on with Jake McGee.
McGee, when he was with the Rays, he had that one season where he was bothered by the loose particles in the elbow and had to have those cleaned up, and then he also had a knee problem.
That's right. I think that's what he
was
just
looking like he was kind of pointing toward that left knee, and I don't know if he might have hyperextended it. Felt something kind of pulling or what. He's trying to stay in the game.
He is. Left knee, and you can see because he just on the replay reached down and touched his left knee and then grimaced a little bit looking towards the dugout, and that got Bud Black and company out there. Steve Foster is the pitching coach for Colorado, and McGee's going to throw a pitch. There's nobody warming in the Rocky pen. They were not expecting to get someone in, but you can see he's talking about where he he's talking about driving with that left knee, that left leg. Kind of shadowing that from behind the mound, and see if he throws a pitch here. Well, he's not thrown one yet. He's still talking to Bud Black. All right, McGee is going to throw one in here to Iannetta, the catcher, and it goes to the backstop. And thought that might be a sign that he might not be able to continue. But he asked for another baseball, and he just grabbed at his left leg again. And somebody's going to have to come into the game for the Rockies.
Joe Estes saying, all right, let's go.
Yes, yeah, so McGee's going to have to come out. Well, that's too bad. He's returned to Tropicana Field for the first time since he was a Ray. He pitched well, retired all 4 batters he faced. And then Colorado's going to have to bring, I wonder if that's young Mr. Musgrove is going to come in, Harrison Musgrove perhaps. He was a right-hander coming in for the pen. It's not O or Davis. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Meantime, we'll have to take a break. Colorado and the Rays. It's bottom of the 8th. It's Rays 7 and the Rockies 1. And while the new pitcher makes his way to the mound and will get as much time as he needs to warm up, we will pause. That's Brian Shaw, by the way, the former Indian, coming in. We'll pause and be back in a moment on the Rays Radio Network.
The Orioles take on the Rays today at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Watch it for free on the MLB YouTube channel from your favorite devices. Catch the Orioles at the Rays live for free on youtube.com/MLB.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Now, at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. Sign up now at healthcare.gov.
Just about everybody on their feet. Bases loaded and the pitch. Deep to right field and out of here. Walk-off homer.
Introducing the new City Custom Cash Card, a different kind of card that rewards Dan where his spending is trending. Just ask stepping outside his comfort zone, Dan.
I don't know where the hole for this is.
Or fourth time streaming that period drama, Dan?
You just made me miss your best line, so now I'm gonna have to start it again.
Even insisted he didn't need directions, Dan.
Okay, I'm not lost, I'm exploring. That said, do you know where I am?
From select gas, streaming, travel, and more. Earn 5% cash back that automatically adjusts to your top eligible spend category. Up to $500 spent each billing cycle.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman. Because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
And he was used an awful lot by the Indians back in the day, and now he's going to be given all kinds of time here to get warmed up. So we'll take this chance again to take a look at our Visit Tampa Bay out-of-town scoreboard. Some of the finals from earlier today. The Cleveland Indians did beat the White Sox by a score of 5-3 in Cleveland today. While the final score now just in, the Yankees hold on and beat Detroit 3-1. Aroldis Chapman picking up his first save in that ball game. Bottom half of the ninth inning now, and it's Baltimore 6, Toronto 3. Toronto scored 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and now they're batting in the bottom of the ninth, trying to come all the way back after being no hit into the 7th, finally getting some life there. But again, Baltimore with a 6-3 lead in the bottom of the ninth inning. Top of the 8th, Houston has a 2-1 lead over the Texas Rangers. George Springer has hit his second home run this season. Later on tonight, Boston is at Oakland, and also tonight the Angels are in Seattle. Interleague play, the only game that is of note is our game. All the other games are National League side of things, and earlier today, again, Pittsburgh built up a bit of a lead, but then their bullpen couldn't hold it. And the Cardinals came back to beat the Pirates 6-5 despite a decent start by Chris Archer. Milwaukee and Cincinnati, they're tied at 3. That game is now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Christian Yelich still has not homered in that game. Atlanta now leading the Cubs 8-0. That game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ronald Acuna Jr. has hit a home run in that game for Atlanta. And the Mets and Marlins are tied at 3. That game has moved to the top of the 9th inning down in Miami. Games later today, San Francisco in Los Angeles, and Arizona is playing San Diego down in San Diego. So Ryan Shaw, 61 games a year ago, says he's ready to go, and so are we.
With 2 out in the bottom of the 8th and nobody on, the Rays lead 7-1. Here comes Meadows, 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. And Shaw's pitch to him, low and in. I'm a bit surprised that it's Diego Castillo warming up for the Rays for the 9th inning. Pitched some high leverage yesterday, getting his first big league save. And the delivery low and inside. And
one thing I can think of is that these guys just wanted work. They want to get some work in.
Yeah, I mean, in a big league using Alvarado and Castillo, probably your top 2 relievers. Looks like they're both going to get in. On 2-0 to Meadows. Checks the swing. It's a strike called at the outside edge of the knees. 2-1. Rays have been very conscious on the usage of their pitchers, in particular a guy like Alvarado, who blew past his innings threshold where they really wanted him. And of course, they wanted to go into October this year. Shaw pitches low and inside to Austin Meadows. It's 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. Tommy Pham on deck. Ryan Shaw, the oft-used reliever, to the plate. Long drive to right on a line with Blackman going back, and it's off the wall. Meadows around first. He's digging for second, and Blackman's throw is not in time. It's a double. A laser beam off the right field wall. And the Rays have their 9th hit of the game.
First double of the season for Austin. He has a couple of homers, and he could just maybe have gotten that one up about 5 more feet. Probably would have had his 3rd home run. I mean, the sound off of the bat was impressive. And now what do we got here? You want a replay to see if it was a homer?
No. I think I saw it, Dave. When he came into second base, he popped up a little bit, and I think Colorado's thinking he might have popped off the bag. And this replay is brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. With Spectrum Mobile, you can save up to 40% on your wireless bill. Find a store near you at spectrum.com/stores.
They might have got him. A little pop-up slide, and he's off the bag. Maybe. He was off the bag. Question is, did the tag get put down before he got his foot back on the bag? Can't take it for granted that there's not going to be a play. These pop-up slides have come back and bit a few guys in the behind, and Austin is feeling like he's out. He's starting to walk off the bag on his own.
Well, is there definitive video proof? From the angle we saw, I think he may have, in fact, been tagged before he got back to the bag. The umpires here are being, well, I thought so. Joe West had hands on headsets. But I think they're being told right now what the decision is. And the headsets are coming off, and Austin is out at second base, so the inning is over. It'll be a double, but out with the assist from Blackman, and I didn't see if it was Story or Hanson that put the tag in. But either way, the inning is over.
How does a business reach peak performance? Faster communication, easier collaboration, better teamwork. That's why high-performance organizations rely on high-performance technology solutions. And who do they choose to help them? Mitel, making communications and collaboration seamless so businesses can stay connected, engage customers and fans, and win at the highest level. The most important calls in baseball and in business are made with Mitel, powering connections for thousands of peak performance organizations worldwide.
And a high fly ball.
Hey kid, think fast.
On Peak Tire. Lemonade Renters Insurance covers your 85-inch television, 5.1 surround sound speakers, Bluetooth headphones, universal remote, gaming console, streaming box, LED backlight, digital antenna, VR headset, leather recliner, and the tiny phone you actually use. Now back to cutest cat videos ever. Protect a lot, or not a lot of money. Get Lemonade Renters Insurance and cover all your stuff from just $5 a month at lemonade.com.
Hi, we're Misfits Market. We rescue organic produce and surplus pantry staples from sustainably minded farmers and food makers and deliver straight to your door at up to 40% off grocery store prices. Just build your box online.
Selection, value. That's the confidence of Kane's Furniture.
ProBev invites you to come on down to Tropicana Field and enjoy an ice-cold, fresh draft beer. New brewery-grade draft beer systems were designed and installed by ProBev, the #1 name in draft beer systems and beverage refrigeration. ProBev.
Your Rays wake-up call every day starting at 6. Ronnie and T-Crass on 95.3 WTAE and AM 620.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Tampa Bay Rays, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. On we go to the ninth. The Rays, for the first time in the ninth inning, are comfortably up 7-1, and Diego Castillo is on to try to finish this thing out. We'll be facing Ryan McMahon, Ian Desmond, and Chris Iannetta, and to hopefully bring us to the finish line. Here is Dave Wills.
All right, Andy, thank you. As Diego comes on here, and he's facing Ryan McMahon, 3 infielders. Well, not quite a shift. As Willie Adamas just to the left of the bag, and the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Cool moment here during the break, folks. I mean, Dan Wheeler and Andy Sonnenstein stopped on by, and
they did.
It was great to see them. Big parts of what the Rays did back in the day, 2008, and going to the World Series is the 1-0 pitch. It swung out and missed, and they count 1-1 strike. And for the next pitch, why don't we take 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Rays Baseball Network.
WTAE St. Petersburg, WBTP HD3 Clearwater, W224BE Brandon, and W237CW Pinellas Park.
Again with Andy Freed, I am Dave Wills. So far, so good. Rays with a 7-1 lead. Frank Lover's our engineer. The ballpark today, as there's a swing and a slicer foul over the Colorado dugout. The count 1-2.
But those guys still just as nice now as they were as players, and just really, really enjoy their company whenever they come around.
I had a chance to do a couple of things with Andy here recently, and he was telling me, he said one of my favorite games of all time, said, was a game I didn't even pitch in. It was the Game 7 against the Red Sox and the ALCS. And remember all the emotion that he was displaying in that dugout that day. The 1-2, swinging a tapper foul off with a foot of McMahon, but brought it up today when I was visiting with the folks from the Florida Sports Hall of Fame about how Dan Wheeler was really one of the first pieces to the puzzle of that 2018 when he was acquired, in 07 for Ty Wigginton. And, at the time we were like, we got rid of Wiggy. Yeah. Then Dan Wheeler came in, started to settle things down then in the bullpen, and really was a calming influence for a lot of the young guys in that bullpen. And then would get some huge outs. The 1-2 pitch bounced in. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, it reminds you a bit of, like last year, like you like to say, the buzzwords was buy-in. I mean, the pitchers, the bullpen, and the openers were really buying into what the Rays were offering. I mean, Dan Wheeler bought into everything, did everything he was asked to do, whether it be as a closer, setup, long relief, whatever inning, he was ready to come in, and he quieted a lot of hot situations.
2-2 pitch on its way, and it almost hit him, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, we're talking about it in between innings, too, after we chatted with both Dan and Andy about the reasoning behind Diego Castillo in here. I mean, the Rays have used a lot of the relievers in back-to-back games and are trying to avoid some guys for 4 straight, trying to, maybe would love to have been able to get couple more outs out of a few guys. But maybe it's just a chance for these guys to, again, get some work. They were really, really handled with kids' gloves during the spring. Here's a swing and a miss and a good breaking ball by McMahon. He's out on strikes, and that's 10 strikeouts, folks. That means that with 10 strikeouts, you can take your printed home voucher from CanesStrikeout.com to any Canes Furniture location within 3 days. Receive a coupon for 1 free taco, chips, and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for more information.
That slider from Castillo didn't really look like a strike out of the hand, and yet I wonder if McMahon had convinced himself that if he saw the slider, he was going to go after it. And plenty of chase on that pitch, ended up in the dirt.
So with 1 out, here's Ian Desmond, and the first pitch to him is in there for strike 1. 7-1 Rays. They have out-hit Colorado by a 9-6 margin. Diego ready to go. The pitch on its way, grounded up the third baseline. That's foul, and it's quickly 0-2. 10,860 in attendance here on this Monday night. I've been seeing a lot of notes here. It was a couple of a couple teams were in the 7s today, in the 6s. On this April the 1st. Now the right hitter ready to go, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. There's 2 gone. So back-to-back strikeouts by Diego Castillo here in the 9th, and now the Rockies are down to their final out. So with 2 outs and the bases empty, here's Chris Iannetta. Iannetta is 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. Outfield at normal depth, giving him some room in left center field. As Diego ready, his first pitch, breaking ball, the spinner missed, swung on, 0-1. Stick around here after the game. We'll go down to the field. I think we're hoping to talk with, do we have Brandon Lowe now, I think? So we'll talk to Brandon. And then we'll get you ready for Neil's post-game show. 0-1 the count. Castillo with the leg kick in the pitch. Fastball missed badly, low and away, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Neil will take your phone calls, your tweets, and emails. And you'll hear from Kevin Cash in the post-game show. I'm sure we'll get a couple of players as well. Might even go into the Rocky clubhouse. We'll see. Now the 1-1. Breaking ball. Strike two. Another big swing and miss by Iannetta. Rays trying to win 4 in a row. 4 out of their first 5. And Diego Castillo is 1 strike away from doing that. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Rays win. Rays win as Chris Iannetta goes down on strikes. Diego Castillo strikes out the side here in the 9th, and for only the second time in team history, the Rays are 4-1 through their first 5 games of the season. They did it in 2012, and they've done it here in 2019. So a final score, Rays 7, Colorado 1. High fives and handshakes for the home team as we will go downstairs here in just a little bit.